to Krown's magical. Krown's crypto cave. Also, shout out to El Salvador and not to Krown.
Fucking disgusting. Away from me. Well. Welcome back to Krown's Crypto Cave. It's a beautiful hump day over here from a very, very too warm Helsinki, Finland. It's 15 degrees Celsius, man. We need to turn the goddamn heat down. But it is time for El Salvador to apparently accept Bitcoin as legal tender. Hey, I'm not on the Krown application right now. That's some nonsense right there. Fucking blasphemy. Anyways, from what I understand, they're actually about to legalize, or not legalize, but perhaps make Bitcoin legal tender in the country of El Salvador. I believe within the next like 20 to 30 minutes, it's going to be finalized. Anyways, don't quote me on that because I don't want to be held accountable to that. But it is rather interesting news nonetheless, and does kind of line up with a little bit of perhaps a short-term trappy trap going on right now. Plenty to discuss in the lower-term timeframes and actually the higher-term timeframes as well. So we'll be discussing all of that. And with that said, I think it's time for me to wish you the best and the happies, because why the hell not? It's a glorious Wednesday if you just want it to be. And let's put the focus on the Krown application right now, which can be found at app.krown.net. Legalize buttcoin, says Boon Raccoon. That's a great name, by the way. It actually just rolls off the tongue. It's beautiful. Anyways, on the Krown application, what can we see right now? We do see that Fear and Greed Index still very, 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 very low. Right around a 14 read, as Bitcoin does essentially put in a bit of a hammer diddle yesterday, which is rather interesting nonetheless. Bitcoin dominance also kind of holding the range more or less as well. And oh my lord, is this a bunch of buying going on right now? What the fuck is that? Market movers going crazy on the on the ape coin right there. Anyways, not really anything too new on the dashboard, to be quite honest with you, as we do see Bitcoin dominance still holding the range, and we really don't expect to see that like melt up or down outside of the mid to low 40s until Bitcoin breaks the price action range, correlated with about 31,000 to 32,000 bucks to the downside versus about 41,000 bucks to the upside. However, Bitcoin is showing signals right now. What's up, Josh? There he is, Mr. Generous Josh, back in the house. How you doing, man? By the way, you back in this market, or are you still looming, sir? Anyways, open interest also very telling on that last move yesterday. This is another thing that I want to kind of harken back to once we get into the price action analysis, because the open interest actually did come down about 200 million from yesterday to today. We still have not seen a break in the open interest range, which was about 5 billion to the downside versus about 6 billion to the upside. And of course, that doesn't necessarily mean price action up or down. What it does imply, though, is that as long as Bitcoin is within this $32,000 to $41,000 range, we really want to see a shoot up of at least 1 to 2 billion in open interest alongside a break of the range in order to really look at this as a confirmed breakout, not a trap. And with that in mind, I do still think that kind of offers up the potential that Bitcoin actually is putting a bit of a trappy trap right now. In fact, if you do remember back to 2019, when I think China made some news about, it was some positive news about Bitcoin, I suppose. Very fucking similar situation what we're doing to what we're dealing with right now. Now, make no mistake about it. I mean, there's a lot of bad things going on in the charts. There's a lot of very questionable things long term, but can we fit in a bit of a trappy trap beforehand before further continuation to the downside? I actually do think so. I actually do still think that. I've been saying the same thing for about 2 to 3 weeks now, and I'd pretty much be saying the same thing again today. But with the lower term timeframes, there's actually a lot more to discuss. So I do want to take a much more concerted effort to discuss that in the coming moments. Anyways, top 10 best coins, top 10 worst coins. Do we have any winners from the last 24 hours? Actually, we do. Bitcoin, gold, Theta Fuel once again on the top 10 coins list. I think it was like 30 or 50% yesterday. Now another 21%. Jesus Christ, man, what the hell? Helium. Speaking of hell, good alliteration right there. Kusama, Solana, and Kusama. It sounds like a terrorist coin to me. Anyways, terrible joke to be making. 0x, Cello, and Digibyte all on the winners list, it looks like. And on the losers list, we got Internet Computer Protocol. What the fuck is that? It has a great name, though. Don't know what the hell it does, however. Anyways, everything else is more or less muted, especially within the context of cryptocurrency market. I wouldn't necessarily say that for traditional market. That would be a devastating day. But this is cryptocurrency land after all, and crazy things do indeed happen. Anyways, what do we see over here in the market data tab? We do see negative funding rates once again. I still look at this as likely to lead into a bit of a trappy trap first before any sort of concerted real trending move begins to the downside. We do see FTX, OKX, Bybit, and Huobi, and BitMEX all posting negative rates. Binance is the only one kind of out there, which is 0.01%, which is not anything too crazy to begin with anyway. So you actually are getting paid to hold your longs right now, or you're paying to hold your shorts, which is currently speaking just holding the range as far as I look at it. Now I want to show you another piece of compelling data over here, of which we should bring up the put call market, basically the options market. And what do we see? I'm bringing you over to this weekly's expiration. I actually don't care too much about the daily expirations. Yes, I do play a little bit, but the volume on them is so low and the open interest on them is so low that I don't think that you can really base like a full-on plan against them, unless if there's like, a significant amount of interest on them. Realistically, the weeklies and the monthlies are the ones that you want to be paying attention to. And right now, the weeklies are telling something relatively strong here. $30,000 put strike are getting played significantly above everything else. And I would feel extremely confident saying that by Friday of this week, we very likely do not close below 30,000 bucks. Can we trade below there in the interim? Yeah, it looks like Bitcoin actually had a little bit of a try there yesterday. But overall, I would feel very confident to say that Bitcoin extremely unlikely to close Friday below 30,000 bucks on the expiration, which is I think around 10 a.m. if you are living in like Britain, which is I believe maybe a little bit earlier than that. I think maybe 9 a.m. Please confirm if correct, but I know for my time over here it's about 11 a.m. Anyways, with that said, again, it's the June 25th regulars that are the big ones that are getting played, and realistically, we are still seeing one massive position being built. Actually, it looks like they did take a little bit off the $40,000 put strike right there, but a big position still being displayed between about 40,000 and 50,000 bucks. That is essentially going to be a bit of a range right now. So if Bitcoin does pop around there, I would be looking for both those buyers to get fucked as well. And with that said, Bitcoin actually popping up right now. So let's actually go into the price action charts themselves. With all of that in mind, again, it's very specific interest on this right here. Again, I just, while I do think over time Bitcoin could potentially break 30,000 bucks, this is incredibly compelling to myself. And there we go, a little bit of a pumpy pump into the news event. And let's discuss a few things right here, right now. Okay, so first and foremost, one thing that sticks out to me about this chart, we did actually hit the measure move to the downside based off of, I believe it was one of our pattern targets from the other day. I guess it's not on this chart. Where's my damn charts? Maybe it's right around here. Hey, show it to me. Hey, no, that's not, what the fuck? It deleted all my charts. Motherfucker. Okay, there we go. Actually, okay, there we go. And it looks like, yes, we did hit just about around the target of yesterday. Pretty fucking close. Close enough is close enough in my books. And seeing as Bitcoin did close the daily above the 200 simple on CME, and we do see that this is done on, relatively light volume, I would be a little bit cognizant that this could potentially be, or at least it has the etchings of a trap. Now, I want to show you a few other things as well, because I do think that this is rather compelling right now. I mean, we actually do have a bit of a short-term bouncy bounce going on right now. It looks like Bitcoin wants to gun for about 34.5, but overall, let's go over here to the daily, and I want to talk about a few things. Now, of course, we've been talking about the bi-weekly MACD. Maybe we should just briefly bring this up, but I want to show you actually something new today as well. Anyways, the bi-weekly MACD, obviously we did get the confirmation of cross the downside yesterday, or sorry, 2 days ago, that is. No, 3 days ago on Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Bless you, sir. Anyways, with that in mind, we do see that all iterations in the past that this signal has been given off, we do bounce off the 20 simple moving average and typically do put in the next bull trap somewhere a little bit above the 9 exponential moving average. I'll give you these two examples right here. There's another one further past, and I'll just kind of point you towards a long-term analysis video if you do want a more in-depth analysis of this. But what I want to do something a little bit different today, as we do see that this bounce is, well, let's just see actually what sort of price action have we typically gotten from this bounce. Well, on this one, about 40% before the ultimate bull trap, and actually, basing low over time. Well, not just basing low over time, like trending low over time. See the same thing over here too. Signal given, and then next bull trap right around here. What do we see? We do see about, well, 39% move to the upside actually from that signal given to next bull trap. And then of course, again, it does carry on to the downside overall. And if we go back to this example over here too, I'm curious if we actually see about the same thing. And what do you know? We do bounce off the 20 simple once again. And this one actually a little bit more. Hold on, let me zero in on this because that would actually be a significant amount more. Let's see. Okay, so we do get signal right around there. Let's just see what the next high is. Okay, yeah, this one about 53%. So a little bit more on the outlierish side. But looking at this right now, what is Bitcoin doing? It's it's essentially bouncing around the 20 simple moving average on the bi-weekly, whereas on an exponential moving average, it is still in the low $40,000 territory. I'm just curious if we were to take the current wick low and just add on, let's say 40%, where would that put Bitcoin? Well, that would put it in the mid to low $40,000 territory. I still do think that Bitcoin very likely to put in a bear trap somewhere in this region right here, and then a bull trap on the other side most likely. At least that is what all three of those historical signals have shown without failure since the dawn of time. Now, what I also want to show you right here as well is actually the SMI, which I really don't talk about all that much. But this is basically just an index stochastic, and what this is actually suggesting right now. And hold on, let me actually explain this a little bit more. Okay, so the reason why I actually really like this is because on the right hand side over here, you can see that it's actually indexed, so you can compare moves to each other from a historical standpoint and get an idea of kind of like where we are within that measurement, essentially, for lack of a better words. Anyways, you can see that we're actually freshly crossing the downside right here, right now. That's bad, right? Right? Well, technically speaking, yeah. I mean, it, would be putting momentum to the downside. However, let's just see, whenever we have gotten across this far to the downside, already in the heavily in the bearish control zone right there, what has typically happened? Well, first things first, we very rarely even gotten actually that sort of a signature, but we do have one over here. We do have one over here. And let's just see, what were these times? This was in December, not as aggressive as what we're looking at right now. And let's see what price action was doing during that time. Well, Bitcoin did put in a slightly lower low right around the bottom side trend band right there. And then what happens after that? Well, Bitcoin actually pumps up from about 6,800 all the way to 10,500 bucks, 53% move right there. What was the example that we had before that? Actually, right here, as you can see, this one actually very similar to what we're doing right now, in fact. And if you remember, it's actually one of the prior MACD signals as well on the biweekly. This one right around here, a little bit lower to be fair. That was on October 2019. And if you remember around this time, it was one of the Krown goes on an airplane time, I believe. And also China said something nice about Bitcoin, I believe it was. And what do you see right here? A slow lull below the bottom side trend band on extremely light volume. And then what happens after that? Well, there's your fucking bull trap once again. And this one going up, I believe, about 40% on a closing basis, or sorry, on a wick basis. Yeah, almost 40% right there. So not bad. I'm curious if we have another example that we could pull up from the history of Bitcoin. Yeah, we have this one over here. This is December 2018. You already know what this one's going to be referencing. That one, of course, a lot more aggressive to be fair as well. But that secondary turn down did ultimately lead into basically the ultimate low of that past prior cycle. So I do still think that Bitcoin likely to put in a bit of a bear trap first, then probably a bull trap on the other side. And then if Bitcoin wants to play out some actual downside, well, you would have the setup, traditionally speaking, for that. And targets would still be somewhere around like 25,000 bucks to 20,000 bucks overall. But as it stands right now, I really do, well, it's not that I really do like this, but I really, whenever you see a, hammer doodle like this around the bottom side of a troll underbound, or like a shooting star to the to the upside as well, it works in the same way except opposite, then typically that is going to be a bit of a signal, especially when you are around major movement averages like the 200 simple on CME and like the 377 on spot price action right here. Both of these are pretty damn big ones. I do put a little more weight on CME right now, but overall, if we do see Bitcoin now pop back above the breakdown level that we did see from, I think it was yesterday, yeah, I believe it was yesterday or the night before that, yeah, right around here at about 34,000 bucks, which we did come back up and test yesterday again as well. First pass was a rejection. Second pass, if it actually does close above this region right here, about 34,000 bucks, I would be looking at this as a short-term swing failure pattern, in motion, and very likely to trade up, into the mid $30,000 territory again, somewhere around about 35 to 36,000 bucks. Again, past prior examples for what we just looked at have, put in some pretty nasty bull traps, like after about a 30 to 40% move, even 50% on one of them. So I do think that is relevant to be talking about, but overall, still have to take it one step at a time. My point is that you actually do have the etchings of that in play right here. Oh, God damn it, Scott. Motherfucker, Scott. All right, I'm turning it off. We can't have nice things. Scott's ruined it all. God damn it. By the way, there was 1,000 likes on the video 2 days ago, sir. So you have to sell all of your beef farps. Sorry, man. That's just the rules. That's what we agreed upon. Sorry, man. Anyways, looking at this right here, do we have any sort of divergences to be spoken about as well? No, actually we don't. Actually, not at all. Let's see. What about on a 12-hour maybe? Potentially on a 12-hour, we could be building some if Bitcoin does essentially confirm a low right here. This is not a confirmed local low just yet. If Bitcoin starts to close a 4-hour dildo above 34,000 bucks, that's where I really start to look at this as an extreme likely bear trap in progress, leading ultimately to a bull trap in the in the mid to low $40,000 territory. But overall, I do still feel quite confident that Bitcoin is doing more or less what we've been speaking about, for quite some time now, in the sense that, as long as Bitcoin's between about 32,000 bucks to the downside versus about 41,000 bucks to the upside, it's more or less ranging. And technically speaking, there's not anything too crazy to be aware of. And yes, we can get wicks below and we can get wicks above. As you did see yesterday, we did hit that target to the downside, but getting bought back up right before closure typically is, at the very least, a short-term decent sign. Now, with that in mind, I want to do the daily perusal of all of the things that I'd be looking for in order to note like a major perhaps even macro low on Bitcoin. And guess what? Just like the last couple of weeks, we have none of them. We have absolutely not even fucking one of them, in fact. And what's the first one? Well, it's not that they're necessarily in order, although trend would be first. But if we look at the hash ribbons over here, guess what? We don't even have a chance to get a blue buy signal right now. In fact, it is in the recovery phase, as you can see. And while it probably does get resolved, well, potentially gets resolved within the next few days, maybe around like Friday or Saturday, if assuming that things don't just fucking drop out to hell right now, then perhaps we'll be back on the table once again. But that's still far away, is my point. On top of that, we do not see an uptrend. We do not see a higher low. We have quite literally the opposite of higher lows. We have a lower low right here, if anything. And then on top of that, as far as BBWP goes, what do we see right now? It is still trending. It is still coming down overall, but it is not in the areas that we really be looking for on like a major or specifically a macro low, where we really want to see it get into the low teens, preferably a single digit read. And with that in mind, all the other reads that we have seen, all the examples that we have been bringing up, which I won't do right now, but basically your March 2020 coronavirus dump times, and then of course the one before that was your 6,000 to 3,000. We do not have this. We have a lot of the same etchings of them, but we do not have the ultimate signal of it, which we really want to see this come down all the way. The lower the better, essentially. If it's come down to single digits, that's really where I start to get a lot more interested. But you can see right here, just kind of briefly following it, boom, 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 boom. It's not till we get down to about I guess like a 10 percentile right there, where Bitcoin actually does put in that first higher low, and then boom, the rest is history for that run, about 4,000 to 14,000 bucks. Same thing over here for coronavirus dump low as well. Trends down, trends down, trends down, and then, well, the rest is history for this one, as it was even a more impressive rally there from about about 9,000 to 60,000 bucks. So quite nice indeed. Anyways, with that said, while I do think that a bear trap here is still a possibility, of course, as long as Bitcoin is below 34,000 bucks, it is certainly not confirmed. The second that Bitcoin starts to close 4-hour dildos above there, yes, I would say that it is more or less confirmed. Could we use a 2-hour in this case? I would stay away from using anything lower than a 4-hour in this case, because this would be quite the deal. This would be quite the thing. I'm sure people are going to be calling this an inverted head and shoulders right here. I would not count it as such, but ultimately the pivot would be the same. So that would be about 34,000 bucks. And I would not use a 2-hour for this. Even a 4-hour is like a little bit shaky at these moments. Preferably you want to see like a 12-hour or a daily, of which, well, it will have a chance, it looks like. So with all of that in mind, I'm curious if there's anything else that I want to get onto before we get into the comments, into the chats. Maybe we go check out traditional markets really, really quickly as well, as I do think that they are rather interesting right now. And again, it's a little bit difficult to get super bearish on Bitcoin until we do see traditional markets come down as well. Although typically speaking, in the past on the macro cycles, we actually have seen Bitcoin top out usually like a few 2 to 3 weeks beforehand. With regards to traditional. But in this case right here, I mean, Nasdaq did hit pretty much around our target yesterday. I think I was saying about 14,000 bucks. I still think that actually gets another stab up there. 4 hours just looking like a stair stepping up, regained the range, and looks like it's actually in trending motion right now too. Momentum oscillators would suggest the same thing. So yes, I do think that this one still has a little bit of short-term upside here. And then do we play out a bit of a range between about 14,000 buck prior high and where we're at right now? Perhaps yes. Overall though, it's still hard to hate as it stands. We do have hidden bullish evidence on the other side, and we do see that weekly TSI could potentially turn up. Maybe not this week, but perhaps next week, as it is a little bit up there at around 14,150 pivot, I believe. Anyway, SPY futures, I believe, are more or less the same thing. We got a backfill in last week open, just like we said, and back up. I'd be pretty much looking for the same thing here as well, albeit not as well. I was going to say not as strong, but no, this one's actually more strong. It's already, it's pretty much already retested the prior time high. First pass going to be a sell-off, yes, but seeing as the closure was actually rather nice, I'd be looking at this a bit of, as a bit of a pivot. As long as you're above 4,200, the direction is up, and I would be looking for this one to continue, probably to make it to new all-time highs. I mean, you can see the same thing right here. Look, BBWP is literally at the lowest that it can possibly be, or technically not, actually. It's spot 40 percentile. Spot 40 percentile, that is. Not 40 percentile, but spot 40 percentile, to be 100% directly clear, while you are grinding out the top side of your range. So very low volatile read right here as we do essentially consolidate. This is saying that it's more or less ready, and I probably would be looking for this one to make a major leg up to the next proverbial targets. probably over the next month or two. It's actually looking pretty damn good right here. Yes, this chart is fucking crazy. This is kind of, very reminiscent of Bitcoin at around 50 or 60,000 bucks as well. But until we get like a full-on reversal, I do think that it's unwise, at least in my experience, and some very painful experiences, to be calling a reversal before we actually have that in place. So for right now, still looking good there. And I believe Dow Jones are about the same. No, definitely not the same. Definitely a little bit on the weaker side. So seems like they're getting rotated down in the short term. I'm actually curious what Triple Qs did last night. Yeah, Triple Qs basically doing the same thing, but not as strong either. And what about NYA? NYA having a very good closure right there, kind of salvaging the day as well. So overall, I do think that as long as traditional markets stay up, it does kind of keep the hopes open for just about anything else. And what else do we want to be talking about here before we get into the fun stuff? Maybe we go through the lower term timeframes on Bitcoin really quickly here. Let's see. I do want to see what momentum looks like on the short term timeframes right now. Let's see. Bitcoin is. Let's throw on the STC, Mr. Caretaker, Caretaker's little creation, and let's go to a 4-hour perhaps. Let's see what the 4-hour says. 4 hours showing momentum to the up, remains to the upside as long as we're above about 32,150 on a 4-hour delta closure. I think we got another 2.5 hours to go for that one. 3 hours going to be showing what? 31,630. Okay, nice. So coming from about the same area. Buy hourly showing 32,000 bucks, and that's closing, I believe, at the end of this hour. Yep, in 29 minutes and 11 seconds. And the hourly, actually very similar to that one as well, but 33.3, same thing and same closing time as well. So overall, I do think that we have a little bit of a chance here if you want a little bit of hopium, but understand that there is no confirmation of bear trap as long as Bitcoin is below 34,000 bucks. It is just a possibility right now, and I believe that we have enough puzzle pieces to declare that like a pretty strong possibility actually. But until Bitcoin actually closes above about 34,000 bucks, I personally would not say that this is confirmed to be a trappy behavior. And looking at daily for CME, I mean, it really does look like it right here. Again, you saw the same thing on the daily moving averages that we spoke about yesterday as well. I'm gonna go through the full rigmarole on this one, but I do want to just highlight a couple examples here so that we can once again follow up on this. And what I'll be looking at is just the 200 simple, the 21 exponential average, the 200 exponential average, and the blue 377 exponential average. Now I want you to memorize what this looks like right here. Again, with the 21 and the 200 crossing the downside, 200 simple is obviously governing from above, and then the blue 377 down around here is being a bit of a basing point. Now, in the last few bear traps that we did see with the same sort of indicator analysis that we did look at earlier with the bi-weekly MACD and also the SMI, we do see very, very similar behavior right here, especially this one. In fact, as we do see the 21 crossing the downside of the 200, the 200 simple remains with an upside posturing. The 377 acts as a bit of a basing point. Yes, Bitcoin does close below, albeit briefly. And again, this was like a news-driven, or I wouldn't say news-driven event, but it was one of those like news bullshit things. And what happens after that? Well, Bitcoin essentially tops out at the 200 simple or a little bit above it, but after a very short lull below it. The prior example that we had before that was right around here. Very, very similar stuff as well. Getting the crosses right here. Boom. Bitcoin bases all the way at the 377. Yes, a little bit below it. Yes, hangs out there for a while. And then what happens after that? Bitcoin rallies up, puts in the bull trap around the 200 simple. And we can go through a few other examples other than that, but I don't feel like it's appropriate right now because it's probably going to bore the shit out of you because we've talked about it so many goddamn times. But at this point right here, I do think that it's actually still a relatively high probability of happening, just based off of all of the all the confluent signals that we have seen in these sort of similar situations. Again, technically speaking, though, as a trader, I do have to look at this as overall bearish as long as Bitcoin's below 34,000 bucks. I'm not trading this right now. I've actually gotten, I'm actually starting to get pretty interested in trading this, but I want to see this level taken out, and then I could trade with a bit of confidence in this case. But right now, Bitcoin hanging right around there is typically the sign of a potential trap, especially on a volume signature like this as well. So with all of that in mind, I do still think that the Bulas have a little bit of hopium here, but again, on the other side, it's like, okay, does Bitcoin head down to 25,000 bucks from here, or do we first pop up and then head down to 25,000 or 20,000 bucks? And it's kind of like everyone's talking about 25 and 20,000 bucks as well. It's no secret. Everyone's talking about how they're going to buy everything at 20,000 bucks. And, as the good old sayings go, it's like when everyone's thinking something or thinking around the same lines, typically something unexpected will happen. Not necessarily the opposite, but something unexpected, because a lot of people think that they're going to be cool by being the contrarian. Like, everyone's saying this, so I'm going to do the opposite. Well, maybe it's neither, actually. essentially. In fact, the thing that no one's talking about, the thing that no one's fucking, sorry, a little bit of clickbait bullshit right there. You know, if you're familiar with the channel, you already know that the titles have pretty much very little to do with the content pretty much ever. But one of the things that I think very few people are considering here is the thing that we've been speaking about for the last 3 weeks, ever since Bitcoin got into this range. Bitcoin going sideways between about $32,000 and $41,000 for, you know, months on end, perhaps, you know, 4 to 6 months. No, very few people are considering that as a reasonable possibility. And in fact, I do think that that is still the Bulaw's best hope here. The Bulaw's best hope is just go sideways, hold the base at around low $30,000, test the upside, test the downside, get everyone on the same fucking, everyone on the wrong side of the trade as usual. And then when no one's looking, when everyone's bored to shit and thinks that this thing is just, you know, sideways for forever and we've all kind of agreed upon a singular price, then you get the actual break. But I don't think that we're there just yet. And realistically, is there anything else that I wanted to mention over here? Yeah, 2 days bouncing off that 200 exponential average as well. 3 day is kind of in no man's land, but now I don't have anything on. So let's see what we have right here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, nice one. Nope, it's got nothing. And 5 days right on the 89 exponential average as well. And by the way, on the 5 day here, now the 5 day is something that doesn't get spoken about all that often, which is actually unfortunate because the 5 day is kind of the chart that you should be looking at for Bitcoin spot, especially seeing as, you know, technically speaking, there's really only like 5 days of trading, like professional trading. You know, that is essentially the CME schedule. Yes, technically a little bit more than that, but you know, this should be a little bit more akin to what we're looking at on CME. And what do you see right here between all of these same sort of relationships? We do see, again, the 10 symbol cross on the downside of the 21 based on the 89. Well, that's about the same setups as we have seen before. Now, this should be by design because all these timeframes are like, all these timeframes and the moving average periods should have like a natural relationship to each other. But I do think that it's rather interesting that we do still see this amongst all different timeframes. And this one actually gives a few more iterations as well, which is what I thought was actually rather compelling about it. So I'll briefly talk about this here too. We can see the same sort of cross right here. Bitcoin bounces up into it, and actually that is again a terrible timer of like a downside move, but ultimately it does bounce into it, and this one just continues onwards and upwards. Not always a case. This one, again, very, very similar to what we're seeing right now as well, with Bitcoin based upon the 89. You can see right here, getting the cross right there, it pumps into it, and then this one was your bull trap essentially. God fucking damn it, Scott. Jesus Christ, man. I can't believe it. I can't fucking believe it, man. Same thing over here too. Bitcoin bounced off the 89. We get the cross. Bitcoin bounces into it, rejects, and well, down for the next year. So just ignore that one for the Bulaws out there. And then same thing over here too. Bitcoin bounced off the 89. We do get the cross right there, and actually the price action does bounce into it almost immediately. So fair enough. This one a little bit of a different situation, but ultimately price action does roll over anyways after that failed bounce attempt. So that's kind of my point right now. And guess where this cross is coming in around? It's around mid $40,000 region. So $45,000, anywhere in the mid, maybe even low $40,000 now is kind of where I'm looking towards. And of course, we should bring this up as well, as we have not discussed this today, but we can do this right here. We can see the good old what's it called? Let's actually do it like this. We can do the good old what's it called? Fibs. Jesus fucking Christ, man! Can't get my goddamn thoughts out properly with fucking Scott being crazy. But yeah, man, looking at this right here, you know, we do see the 0.5, the 618 coming in around 47 and 51,000 bucks respectively, and then the 382 right around 44,000 bucks. And you know, we have seen a lot of things top out at the 382. Typically, that's for a little bit more of a weak market. A lot of the time, you see that bull trap typically coming between these two guys right here. So I do like how a lot of the things do line up with each other, obviously, but it still remains to be seen. And of course, and as long as Bitcoin's below 34,000 bucks, technically speaking, as a trader, I am bearish. I'm just looking at simple trend right there, and technically speaking, I should be looking ultimately lower. Personally speaking, though, I'm not trading it right now. I'm not trading this to the short side just yet, and I would be very much interested in a trade with any sort of a 4-hour delta closure above about 34,000 bucks. And at that point, I'd be looking for Bitcoin to just kind of dig itself out a bit, and then perhaps the bull trap comes up on the other side. So I still think that we're kind of waiting right here. I think I see a lot of people getting very, 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 very bearish. And yes, you know, it is a downtrend. Yes, we did just kind of close on new lows 2 days ago, but ultimately, I think that, I think both the Moon and Doom boys are going to be fucked equally by the red dildo of death and the green dildo of not death. Well, death for some people, actually. But ultimately, again, I do think that best case for Bitcoin bulls is sideways, within this like $10,000, $15,000 range for, the foreseeable future, most likely, most, if not all of summer. And then perhaps we get a resolution later on in life, or maybe never at all, or maybe El Salvador saved this whole shit. All right, let's see see what we got over here. I'm gonna get onto the chatty chats now, and let's I guess we can let's go down to a very short-term time frame for Bitcoin right here. Hey, what's this? Is this looking like a bit of a reversal? A little bit of a short-term reversal, perhaps in progress. We do have a couple of higher lows right there. See if Bitcoin can actually put in a higher high above 33.7. It looks like close, man. Very fucking close. All right, let's see what else has got over here. And okay, Elsa's on it today. Pedro's governing here. So Scott Carney, god damn it, Scott. All right, we're back at it. SNDL cup and handle forming on daily. Let me turn back on the alerts as well. There we go. All right, SNDL. What is this? Sundial growers on NAS. Is it putting in a cup and handle on what time frame? I'm guessing you're probably going off a daily. Yeah, you are going off to daily. No, this is technically not a cup and handle, but it is a reversal. Look, man, what is your obsession with these like shitty, mostly straight down charts? I actually do think that this will go up. I actually do think that this will pop back up to 173. There's no targets for me to be made on something like this, mostly because there's nothing like too obvious except for an actual reversal going on. There's a change of behavior on the volume as well. What about the weekly? Yeah, weekly probably trades up like short term back up to like 150, and then maybe gets extension back up to the prior high. But it's hard to be like long term macro bullish as long as this thing's below about $2. That would be where I switch on to like very long term upside. But goddamn, man, I'm not like trying to be facetious, but like what is the obsession with charts that look like this, man? You can trade, like, if you're going to trade traditional markets, you can trade fucking Microsoft. It just only goes up. You don't have to deal with this. You don't have to deal with this bullshit. If you want charts like this, you can find them in cryptocurrency where they go down even more, if that's the idea there, which I suspect it might be. But do I even have Microsoft still on my list over here? I gotta have it, man. It's my favorite stock. Yeah, man, you could trade something like this. It just only goes up. It literally only goes it's up only in the way that Bitcoin wishes it was, man. I mean, look at this, man. That is a chart of a great company, regardless of your thoughts on it. Shout out to Bill Gates with his soy boy titties, but hey, man, let's milk them, baby. Let's fucking milk. Let's milk good old Billy Gates. Anyways, Rycey, RYCEY. Let's see this. I'm gonna guess it's a Rolls Royce. I already know that this one's straight down. It's straight down, baby. Oh, fuck yeah. Let's just wreck these cars up. It looks like we did get our move up to the 169 target, or just about. It got up to 166. Do I think that it has more here? I think it probably does rally up a little bit more. Look, you can actually be a little bit more, I guess, weekly bullish if this thing does trade above about 186, somewhere around like $2 where I'd be looking towards. But anywhere around here is free game. Short term, I'd probably be looking for this one to rally up a little bit more towards about 175, 173 territory. Looks okay, at least for the short term. But long term, man, again, I'm just gonna have to. I'm like genuinely curious though, like what's the obsession with the chart that looks like that? It's like it's a very bad chart. It's like long term, it's a very awful chart. And here's a problem. This is deceiving because this is on log scale. This is what it really looks like. Just a throw up. Bless you, sir. Anyways, moving on. We got Elsa is writing down the chats. It's just for me, it gets a little bit annoying because I leave the alerts on sometimes. It's honestly my fault, man. I'm not mad at you or anything like that. Hopefully that's clear. Hey, what's up, bro? Hodl me, daddy. I will hodl your hand until the end, Mr. Rowe. Your sweet British voice caressing my ears. We'll go into the red dildo party together, just like fucking Titanic, baby. Ghetto room. Hey, what's up, Robin Morris? How about no, Scotty? How about no? Oh my god, that is great. Tokyo Channel says, hey, how's it going? What's up, man? Good morning to you. Can we look at US, dollar yen? Yes, of course. You have a great day as well, man. On the weekly. Okay. Yeah. So let's see what dollar yen is looking like here. We'll go to ONDA. Weekly is, I'm still looking at this one as likely to put in a long-term reversal, or it's not that it's a long-term reversal. I mean, it's one long-term consolidation, but it's looking like it wants to be resolved to the upside here. I would give it some more time to trade sides within this region. It's obviously consolidated in like a daily, it looks like. Yeah. And I imagine we probably do get a few more tests down to this trend line somewhere around about low 109, but big breakout implied, actually not necessarily above this level right here, but more so this level right here at around 110.25. And at that point, where to be looking towards after that? Well, prior highs of this run right there is going to be in an obvious area of interest, and then you got these major highs right here. Let's see how the monthly looks like as well, in the quarterly, because it sounds like you're very long term. And yeah, to me, this is looking like it actually is getting somewhat ready here. somewhat ready. I don't think we're going to see like a breakout like this month, to be fair. Maybe like later this year, around the end of this year. Quarterly looks pretty damn good, but again, this is 3 months of price action, so perhaps around end of the year, fall to winter, you probably do see this one actually pop up, as we actually do have several signals going on right here. Quarterly this is again quarterly RSI is giving hidden bullish evidence off that last low right there. Yeah, I'd be looking for this one to trade up significantly, actually 113.5, and then 118.5. It looks like going to be major areas of interest to the upside there. Very, 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 very interesting chart. Like, we're looking at years and years and years long of consolidation, perhaps about to be resolved. Meaning like within the next half year to a year, realistically. What's up, Digiverse? Is the DGB Bitcoin looks better than DGB USD on the yearly, and why? Why would it look? Oh man, this is great. Your name is Digiverse, and you're asking about DigiBuy. Oh man. All right, we have a strong post content to username ratio, bro. And let's see. Okay, well, hold on. I can answer your question without even looking at the charts. Does the DigiBuy Bitcoin chart look better than DigiBuy USD on the yearly? I imagine it probably. Well, actually, no. Let's see. Why would that be? Well, the reason why is actually pretty obvious. No, and I don't say that in an offensive way, but the reason why is because when you're looking at DigiByte versus like US dollar, that's an asset that pretty much doesn't move in comparison to when you're looking at it versus Bitcoin, which moves quite significantly, as you have seen in the last year. If we go to a monthly right here, we need more history here. Let's maybe go to Poloniex, probably has it, I'd imagine. Let's see, where's my oh, they don't have any Poloniex anymore. Maybe Derpcoin, or no, Bittrex should have. Yeah, okay, so you're saying that this chart looks better than the Bitcoin chart. Well, look, I don't think that this is a good looking chart, to be honest with you, man. It probably does pop back up here though. Short term probably does pop back up to like 7.25 cents. Let's see, DGB, BTC. Whoops, not that one. We'll go to Bittrex for this one as well. Probably has the most history. And does this one have a better chart? Yeah, the US dollar chart's gonna be a little bit better because, well, obviously US dollar is staying more or less flat, whereas Bitcoin, sometimes Bitcoin goes down and sometimes it gains a little bit against it. But ultimately speaking, this one's actually looking okay too for a bit of a monthly base here. In fact, so it's actually it's I'd actually be looking for this one to pop up, to be honest with you. But to be fair, I mean, this thing is in my opinion a complete fucking waste of time. The reason why I say that is because while everything else from like the 2017, 2018 cycles was rallying back up to the moon and beyond, around its per all-time high, this thing not even anywhere near. I mean, it's not even in the same fucking stratosphere anymore. And I'm not saying this to like shit on you or anything, but it's 186 satoshis. This thing was trading up towards like 2,000, 3,000 satoshis back in 2017, 2018. The strong ones, the good 2017 and the good 2018 coins, they were making new highs in this last cycle. And this one certainly was not. So that is not, in my opinion, a very good signal. But you still do have some upside there. It looks like long-term anyways. I mean, it's putting in a bit of a base there, to be fair. All right, let's see. Brian Crocker says, UWMC. Okay, no time frame given. So I'm just gonna roll with this one, baby. UWM Holdings. Actually looking okay here. Actually popping above the range. And we do see that this is... this is actually fine right here. Okay, very, 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 very low BBWP while momentum also starts turning up. Daily RSI, or actually no, that's not daily. That's okay. Let's go to the daily. Still okay. Not as impressive on a daily, but we do see daily RSI consolidating around the bullish control zone. Typically good signal. Daily TSI up. Daily, well, not the daily BBWP is that low, but I do think that you're looking at short term continuation to about 9.5 to 970-ish region. Long term, I would be quite skeptical of a chart that looks like this, but at least short term, yeah, I do think that you got some more upside, and if you do start to actually hold above about, let's call it 970-ish region, then I would start to look for targets to extend somewhere around about $10.80, maybe even $11, and then perhaps you actually do have like a macro low in here, but there's not a whole hell of a lot of history on this one on the monthly. But I don't think that that's fully conclusive. I'll just be looking at short-term moves there, to be fair. Let's see. Run up the likes, everyone. Hey, I'd appreciate that. It actually does work. It's actually very, very crazy. Like when you do say, please like and subscribe and tickle the bell, it actually does work. Like people actually do it, which is kind of crazy. But more importantly, it actually helps with the channel too, which I'm not sure how I feel about. Like I love this channel. I love this community, but my fear is that at some point this might turn into like what you see on like the bigger the bigger channels, where if you go along their comments, it's like, okay, how do these people get dressed in the morning? Like how do these people fucking dress themselves? It's kind of crazy, but right now I feel like we're at a good portion. So maybe don't like the video. Yeah, maybe don't like the video actually, and also don't subscribe. So there you go. Mr. Ciano says, if Solana had a daily close at $45, would new all-time high soon come? Just asking your opinion, Dad. Okay, so we're doing a very specific situation here. If Solana closed above $45, okay, so this is a major, or I don't know if it's a major what's it called, assumption just yet, but this chart's looking fine, man. I do not have a problem with this chart at all. Okay, if it closed above $45, would I be looking for new all-time highs? No, the level that would be new all-time high-ish to me would be this guy right here at about $50, but close. And that is a bit of a pivot, I imagine, on the short-term timeframes from whenever I charted this out. But there's a lot of good things going on in this one, man. I'm not bearish on this chart as long as it's above this last buy up yesterday. In fact, we're about to get the 10 symbol cross on the upside of the 21. I do think that next short-term move is to the upside somewhere around probably $45, but $45 doesn't mean too much to me other than that. It's $50 is where I start to look at this one as likely to create new all-time highs. Yeah, this was the last 4-hour range highs here, to be fair. So I understand where you're getting that number from, but this would be the big one for myself. That would be the very big one for myself. But overall, this one actually one of the better acting charts that we have seen today, and even the 4-hour just got a golden cross right there after a bit of a drama and hidden bullish evidence on the last two drives. Yeah, man, I don't have anything bad. I don't have much bad things to say about this chart, especially as long as it's above yesterday's open. Nothing. I'm not bearish at all in this chart. In fact, I'm actually looking for a short-term upside, maybe even continuation. Looks good, acts well. And if Bitcoin does get any sort of move above $34,000 right here, perhaps today or tomorrow, I imagine that's going to be a major beneficiary of that. So good on you, man. Good on you for finding actually one of the good actors. Michael Crooks says, hey, Krown, can you check out Root stock 1 in 4? Okay, 1 in 4 hour, you mean? Root, this sounds familiar. What is this one from? Okay, you're looking at 1 in 4 hour. Daily is actually fine right here. We have a little bit of a change of behavior on volume. I'd be looking for this one to pop up a little bit more towards 12 and a quarter, but you're asking specifically about the 4 hour. Yeah, same thing. 12 and a quarter, maybe in the 4 hour extends to just under $13 hourly. Same shit. They're both breaking out alongside the daily. Volume is also a big key indication on this one. Yep, I would be looking for short-term continuation on this one, somewhere around about 12 and a quarter to 12 and maybe just below $13 if things really get going. I would not get full-on gung-ho bullish though, as long as it's below this last lower high on the daily, especially like 1450-ish. So, but it's got a little bit of short-term upside there. It looks like. G Deezer says, can you check out Telcoin on the daily versus Bitcoin, please? Yeah, man. Again, I remember this one was actually another one of the better actors long-term here too. Let's see how it's doing right here. Yeah, fucking hell, man. Okay, what the fuck is this thing? Hey, what the fuck is this thing, man? This is really good. This is actually really good. Really impressive chart. And this one's impressive for a long period of time. So I want to bring this back to Digiverse earlier, who was talking about Digibyte. So Digibyte and this thing were kind of around in the same time. This one actually doesn't have as much history. It started in Jan 2018, but just as bad, right? These were your major highs, right? This one's actually making new all-time highs, which is this deserves a lot of respect. Whatever the fuck this thing is, Telcoin. What the fuck kind of name is it? It sounds like a scam, is what it sounds like. But as far as charts go, this is one of the best altcoin Bitcoin charts I've certainly seen today. One's probably up there. I'm curious to see how like Hex is doing too, but oh man, that's going to get cut in terrible ways. Look, if this one even closes the daily above like 9,900 Satoshis, I'd be looking for a retest of highs and probably new highs. This is obviously reaccumulation. There's nothing bearish along this chart as long as we ride this trend line right here at about 8,600 Satoshis and rising. We see daily TSI about to cross the upside with any sort of a closure above 10,227, it looks like, which we are right around the corner from, and hidden bullish evidence all across the lows here. This is really fucking good, actually. Probably one of the more impressive, certainly the most impressive chart we've seen today from an altcoin. Targets the upside, areas of interest the upside are going to be somewhere around like 11 first, but only for short term. Long term, it's going to be like 14,000 Satoshis, maybe even more. This is actually very compelling and very interesting. It's very interesting to see how this one acts when Bitcoin is, not acting that well. All things considered over the last three or four weeks here. So this one, very interesting. Again, I have no idea what the fuck that thing does, but you don't have to tell me what it does, because I can already tell you that the market likes it, the market respects it, and that's, I suppose, all that matters at this point. Pablo Sal says, bonjour, Krown. What's up, man? Can you look at Nucor daily and weekly? Sure. I know you love this one, man, don't you? Nucor, what does it do? Not familiar with this one either. Daily, weekly, you said. I believe that is what you said. Yeah, that is what you said. Okay, sweet. Daily's looking good. I'd be looking for this one to test prior all-time highs and probably make, hold on, let's see if we are making new all-time highs already. Oh yeah, this one, how the fuck do I not remember this one? Yeah, this one is just one mega massive range for the last 12 years being resolved here. I'm bullish on this one. I see no real reason to not remain bullish on this one long term. Looking at the weekly, technically speaking, a target somewhere around like 140-ish regions where I'd be looking towards. I'm curious where this lines up as well. Let's see if probably going to be somewhere around the 2 spot. Yeah, 145 it looks like. And we already played upon the 414 and the 272 right here. So I think that this one's actually ready probably the rest of this month, man. This is breaking out right now. It's looking good. It's looking very, very good. Another one of the better charts, and daily RSI telling the story right there too, man. Very, very good. Very fucking good. Very impressive, sir. Very fucking impressive. Rashida Moore. What's up, Rashida? Wishing you the best, Krown. Wishing you the best too, man. Oh shit, I actually just missed Jason Townsend, but we'll get through this one first and then we'll go back to Jason. Okay, can you look at ZB when you get a chance? Daily and weekly, please. Okay, symbol ZB. All right. You're talking about the bond futures, or are you talking about maybe you're talking about a crypto? Probably not. Let's see. Just out of curiosity. Yeah. Okay, you're not. Okay, you actually are talking about this. All right, sweet. Actually, I've certainly never traded these before, like bonds. Actually, there was a couple guys on the floor who did trade bonds, but it's a different game. It's a different game, and it's I didn't really understand it, to be honest with you. I don't know how different it is than what I do, but you know, if I'm just looking at charts here, if I'm literally just looking at charts, yeah, I would be looking at this as a bit of a base here. I'd be looking at this one to trade back up to about 129 spot 29. Long term, I would be looking for this to continue the long term uptrend. Sir, what are you doing? You're killing flies by clapping them. All right, clap away, sir. Anyways, yeah, man, this one's actually showing a little bit of life here. I'd be looking for it to pop back up to just over 159 region, 159 and a quarter looks like. And then if you can take out this prior high right here, which is a smidgen higher at about 160 spot 15, I'd extend the run significantly all the way up to about 163, 164 region. But one thing before the next, and you know, momentum oscillators are giving decent signals here. Daily RSI, just kind of consolidating after rejecting the bearish control zone. Daily TSI really telling the story right here, right around the bullish control zone. I want to see that confirmed above. And then even the daily Joule is not a signal, but it is giving you a little bit more of an upside posture there, to be fair. So not bad, not bad. All right. Okay. Jason Townsend says it's crazy. I can't create super chats with some tickers. It automatically denies them. Really? Maybe they're banned. If you could just, if you want them, then maybe do the chat and then just tag Elsa and she'll grab the comment so that I guess it doesn't get muted by YouTube automatically. It could be though. The only reason why I imagine that would happen is because I had to go into the moderation settings on this channel and make it so that YouTube automatically just like identifies a lot of these scam tokens because they would like invade my fucking comment section. So I put them on there. So maybe it's one of those, at which point that's probably not a good sign, but I'd be curious to know which one it is. Like maybe you put like some dots between it or something, and that could fix it up. All right, there he is. Mr. Josh says been trading vet. Oh, sweet, man. 1 to 4 hour. Okay, nice one. Waiting for a 4 hour breakout. Let's check it out. Let's see how symbol VET is doing. As this one was one of the better actors, all things considered, from what I remember. But are we looking at a breakout right here on the 4 hour? We're looking at a bit of a bounce on the daily. Looking at the 4 hour right here. It looks very, very similar to Ethereum and Bitcoin, I imagine. A little bit, well, it's not making new lows like Bitcoin was, but I suppose more similar to Ethereum in this case. In this case right here, pretty simple chart actually, as far as the short-term timeframes go, like the 4 hour. Look, if you can pop back above this region right here at about 1133, we'll call it, that'd be the same thing as like Bitcoin above 34,000 bucks, and I'd be looking for moves somewhere back around 12 and a half maybe if things really get crazy. And then if Bitcoin actually does put in a bit of a trap, then perhaps this thing trades all the way back up to like 15-16 cents. But for right now, it's probably better to be looking for Bitcoin on direction. If Bitcoin does choose the downside, everything else will very likely come down with it. You already know this. Bottoms out of the range right here. In fact, you could probably even just use a wick continuation as well from the last couple 4 hours there, as this one is just kind of coalescing on the lows for the short term. But if we go down to an hourly, I mean, technically speaking, you got a bit of a diamond, diamond reversal potentially in progress here. I'm not a humongous fan of those formations, but I suppose it's worth calling out because you see the same shit over here on Bitcoin too. Bitcoin a little bit stronger on it though. You might even say that Bitcoin's already resolved it. Do we make a new high? 836.5 prior high. 748.5. The high of this hourly. So no, it's not quite there. In fact, if you just use this low right here as a continuation point for Bitcoin, that's probably going to work as well. And I'd be looking at another move down, somewhere around 30,500 or 31,000 bucks. BET probably comes back down to the last major daily low as well, if I had to guess. Mr. Mean Guns, what's up, Mr. Mean Guns? Any thoughts on SPCE Weekly? Okay, SPCE, this must be a real stock, and it is Virgin Galactic. All right, cool. And you're looking at weekly. Okay, well the hourly looks good, but perhaps that's not too related to the weekly. In fact, the weekly looks even better. Long-term uptrend. This one only goes up. Scott would hate a chart like this. He hates upwards charts, but in this case right here, it is a little bit at a short-term resistance. To be fair, you do see this point coming in from back on these highs, and also the prior breakdown. Typically, those are going to be a little bit of a short-term sell-off. But let's go down to the daily. I mean, this one does look strong coming in this region. You're about to get a golden cross right here. It's a little bit far away from price action, so I'm not it's not like a picture perfect one. But here's the thing. Look, have we already taken out the highs of this range? I believe we have actually. 36. Yeah, definitely. Let's go down to a short-term time frame. Yeah, this one actually probably does break out through here. There's a lot of good signals going on in this one. 4-hour TSI turning up, 4-hour RSI is continuing, and we're right at the precipice of that break. Look, if it does close about that, above this region, even on a 4-hour, honestly, man, I think that this one's already pretty much ready there. I'd be looking at this one to trade back up to this area right here at about 46.40. Long term, if you're looking at a weekly, very good chart long term, but. Well, it's a very good chart long term, and maybe I'll just leave it there. I mean, the monthly is just continuing. Do we have hidden bullish evidence on the last monthly? Yeah, we do. So yeah, technically speaking, your monthly target should be somewhere around 46 and a half region. And this one's pretty much only going up. So perhaps you just say that it's likely to continue here regardless of that. But overall, very, very interesting chart. Okay, sweet. Sebastian, hey, what's up, Mr. Gwynn? Hello, can you check out AHT on the 30-minute and daily? Okay, that's quite the different time frames there. Ashford Hospitality Trust. Interesting. All right, not familiar with this one. 4-hour looks decent, so short-term time frame is probably going to be okay. 30-minute. Little bit of a short form consolidation after a short form breakout right here. We have a little bit of a, I don't know, what do you want to call this? A little bit of a flag formation just being resolved. Volume signature, it confirms the breakout. Daily says continuation. Yeah, daily's only chart they need to see here. A lot of things going on in the daily actually. Look at this. So we are taking out the prior high from 18th of November in the year 2020. I'll be looking for this one to trade up to the next short-term pivot at around 712 or so, it looks like. And then probably continue after that. I don't think that thing's stopped there. I think you just get a short-term pullback from there, maybe base around $6 again, and then ultimately make a leg up somewhere around just below $9. Long term though, absolutely fucking despise this chart. Terrible fucking chart long term, but short term, yeah, I would be looking for continuation there, and then hold your breath. Long term, there is nothing bullish about this chart as long as you're below this level right here at about 11 and a half. But for right now, you can't put in another rally. And to be fair, sorry, was it Steven? Sebastian, Mr. Gwynn. I'll just say Mr. Gwynn. Mr. Gwynn. So to be fair, you actually do have a couple interesting things going on here. The weekly did put in a higher low, so I would consider this a full-on confirmed macro reversal actually, with any sort of a move above about $11.5, and then you can start to target big moves to the upside. But that's still well and far away. If you're just looking at the short-term time frames, yeah, I think you got some upside here, but I do think it's more appropriate to be a little bit more muted with that, essentially. Joseph Hockett says, check out GRT. I'm guessing this is some sort of cryptocurrency. Yes, it is. Yes, it is on Binance, on the old Nance there. Looks very similar to a lot of the other alts. I'd say this one's neither strong nor weak. It's kind of middle to pack. It's a little bit on a higher low schedule right there, to be fair. So kind of more similar to Ethereum and the somewhat stronger ones. Looking at this right here, I mean, you got to clear an obvious range, right? I know you didn't give me a time frame for this, so I don't really know where you want me to go on this one. Let's make this chart for the daily. So I figure you're probably going to be looking at that anyways. Let's see, you got your range highs right here, 95 cents. You got your range lows right here. Actually just bounced off that yesterday, so that's decent. And volume's actually kind of coming in on that last move. Not bad. What about the short-term time frames? Yeah, same thing as Bitcoin, man. Same thing as Bitcoin. Look, if you get a 4-hour closure above this 70.5 cent region right there, that'd be the same thing as Bitcoin closing above about 34,000 bucks, I imagine. And then you could start to look for a short-term move back up towards, 3/4 to 80 cents region. And then, perhaps Bitcoin actually does put in a real bull trap, at which point I'd probably be looking for this one to trade back above $1. But easier to watch Bitcoin in this case because this one's not really. It's more or less going to trade with it, I imagine. But yeah, I mean, no time frame given, so I don't really know where to go with this. Weekly, I'm not a big fan of on this one. Higher term time frames look pretty shitty here. In fact, the 3-day looks 3-day looks very shitty. 2-day looks rather shitty as well. You'd probably rather look at Bitcoin than this one to give you a little more hopium. But that that would be the range. Again, I don't really know which way you want to go on that one, as no time frames were associated. Hey, what's up, Tor? Appreciate that, man. But where's your goddamn message? I know that you know better, man. It's good to see you though, man. It's good to see you. I hope everything's going well over there in Norway, sir. All right, Reed. Hey, what's up, Reed? Krown, because of you and your Clove TA, I fought off the giant red dildo and yummy tendies. Just curious for a long term on Clove. Yeah, man. So people, is this like the new Reddit bullshit here? Clove. I think we were bullish on this one yesterday, and oh my fucking lord, wow. Okay, well, I probably. Look, well, yesterday I'm happy to be bullish on something like this. I can't promise you that I would have called a move like this, maybe as much as like back to here, like $14. But goddamn, powerful. It looks like this is the new Reddit meme bullshit here. But yeah. I don't have anything to add on to this, man. This is going to go the way of like AMC and GameStop, I imagine. Look, these things, they're going to probably trade higher in the short and medium term, but long term, it will vary, like the end in tiers. This thing will come back down below, $15 long term, but that is long term. And as you can see on AMC and GME, GameStop, these things take a long fucking time, man, and they're going to get drawn out, man. But at least for now, enjoy the upside, and this one very likely trades up north from here. I mean, this is just consolidating after a mega breakout above prior all-time highs. Nothing bearish about that, man. I'd probably be looking for this one to trade higher, into the next few months, perhaps. Maybe I can't even give a fucking price target on something like this, man. It's just not appropriate for me to do so. I don't think that anything even would work for that, to be honest with you. But ultimately, this one very likely trades higher than where we're at right now. It looks very, very good. So congratulations, man. Hey, nice one. Super Goolily, what's up, man? Hello, sir. How you doing, man? Can we look at Ethereum? Yeah, let's look at Ethereum. Yeah, we haven't looked at it once. Ethereum's not getting that much love anymore. Why? What's up with that? Why does no one like Ethereum anymore? Okay, so you're saying my holdback entry was at $110. Corona dump. Nicely done, man. Fucking nicely done right there. But I didn't take as much profit as I would like when it was 4,000. Okay, so you're asking for a long-term analysis on this. And it sounds like you're coming from the perspective of you didn't get out at 4,000 and you wanted to, or you said you didn't take as much profit as you'd like. So I'm guessing the question is, does it get back to $4,000? I mean, over time, it probably does, man. But look, if Bitcoin breaks to the downside, you're going to find this one back down around like $1,500. For right now, though, do we see any sort of short-term potential bottoming signals? Again, it's very similar to Bitcoin's chart, a little bit stronger than it, all things considered. But you got the same levels here, essentially, right around 25, we'll call it, would be the same thing as like $34,000 on Bitcoin. Let me just to the side here. There we go. What else was I gonna say? Let's actually just get rid of this for right now. It's getting in the way. And this one is our breakdown. Yep. So that's already played out. And then to the downside, I mean, we could just use the last 4 hour wick low. I mean, it's, below there, you got to be looking at another move back down towards 2,200, maybe 2,150-ish region. But I think your question is more along the lines of, do I think that you're going to get another try around that $4,000 region? I don't have the crystal ball to tell you, man. I know that, a question like that deserves a little bit more merit, but at the end of the day, man, if Bitcoin comes down, I imagine Ethereum will come down with it as well. We just do not see a bifurcated market. This market has matured quite a fair bit, but it's not that mature just yet. And realistically, there's no talk about 4,000 or more. And in fact, if you get back to $4,000 on something like this, man, I don't think that you're going to stop there. That's basically your prior all-time high. It's very unlikely to stop there. Look, your big pivots on something like this are going to be about 3,500 or 3,400 right here to the upside. If you get above there, you're probably going to run towards like $5,000. To the downside, it's basically going to be this low right here. Anything lower than this guy right here at about 22.50, and I'd be looking for that next move down to about $1,500 or so. So you made a great trade. It sounds like you got in at an average price of 110, and you didn't. And it sounds like you didn't sell as much as you wanted at $4,000. But look, man, the right thing to look, I can't speak for you in that sense because I don't know what you're trying to do with this. Yeah, because I always have to like separate the way that I think about things from the way that like probably someone more long-term thinks about things, because I imagine that's what you're doing, especially if you you've been holding for a year now, which I've never done in my life as far as the trade goes. So with that in mind, I'll just give you like the higher term time frame pivots, and then I think you can probably figure it out from there. But look, man, if you start to break below this level right here, you're very likely to get a lot lower prices. So that's something to consider if you are looking to perhaps trade. I'll put it that way. Of course, it's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. By the same token, you got a short-term, well, maybe not short-term, but daily pivot right around about 2,900 above there. Even on a wick, even on a wick higher than 6th of June, I'd say I'd be looking for a run up to about 3,400. That would be your proverbial bull trap area, though, if you are going to make the same sort of analysis on Bitcoin, right? If we look at this right here, where's our 618 coming in around? Yeah, right around, let's get rid of this one right here. We'd be looking right below 3,400. 0.5 is at 3140, it looks like. So anywhere around there is kind of fair game on this one. But again, it depends what you're ultimately trying to do. If we go over here to a monthly, I'm curious what that looks like, or maybe a quarterly really quickly. Yeah, quarterly looks kind of shitty. All jokes aside, looks pretty bad. What about bi-monthly? Looks pretty bad. What about monthly? Technically speaking, until it does close below the topside Toronto band, you still should be looking at this as a trend in motion here. And we still have another 21 days left to go. So I suppose you can still keep the hopes alive for now. But needs to close preferably above like $3,000 by end of month. Otherwise, I'd be really seriously considering like much lower prices. I'm talking like, maybe even sub 1,000 again. But my point with this one is that, look, man, $4,000 is not going to be relevant towards the upside any longer. If you start to get above those major pivots, it's very unlikely to stop there. It's very likely to make new all-time highs. So you probably want to consider that. I would imagine if you are that long-term type of minded person, that it sounds like you are. So I'll just leave that in that way. Okay, sweet. Tammy Holmes. What's up, Tammy? That's definitely a southern name. Hi, Krown. Can you take a look at ICP daily? Oh, is this that internet computer bullshit? Let's see. ICP USD. Let's see what this is. And you're looking at what time frames you're looking at? Daily, weekly, long term. Okay, so this is definitely not in hourly. This is what you want to be looking. Oh, Tammy, it's wrecked. It's real fucking bad. Oh, Tammy, you bought the scam, motherfucker. Hold on, let's see if we can get more history on this one. ICP USD. Surely there's got to be something that has more history than this. Maybe KuCoin or Bittrex. Nope, still shitty as fuck. Let's see, what about Bittrex? Does Bittrex have any? No, it's not even on Bittrex. Oh, wow, it's on Bing Bong. Tammy, did you log on to Bing Bong Exchange and buy fucking ICP? Looks even worse there. Looks pretty fucking bad, honestly. Maybe versus Bitcoin. This one, I feel like this one's been around for a while. Am I misinterpreting that? Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Now it still looks like shit versus Bitcoin as well. Tammy, I suspect that you might have bought a scam. It's okay. I bought a scam game yesterday and I couldn't fucking play it. Elsa's laughing right now, but you know what she wasn't laughing about? When I smashed a piece of pork in her face. She really liked that. It's like, can I have a piece of pork? And I'm like, sure, open wide. She closed her eyes and then it came flying right on. Yeah, Tammy, all jokes aside, this is pretty awful chart. Look, the problem with the chart like this is like it's only ever going down. And let's see, when did Bitcoin start dropping? I think yeah, okay, early May. Yeah. Okay, so the problem with something like this, Tammy, is that there's no long-term analysis to be done on it. It's only been around for, first off, like 2 months. No, 1 month. It's been around for 1 month. There's really no realistic long-term analysis on it. For the 1 month that it's been around for, people have only been selling it. So tells you what sort of confidence people have in this. Now, all things considered, everything in this, at most 99.9% of products in this market or assets within this market have essentially just gone down over the last month anyways, just as they are tethered to Bitcoin. So here's the thing. Look, as long as Bitcoin's doing its thing, you're going to be tethered to that most likely. If I'm just looking at that chart in itself, first off, there's no long-term analysis to be had with it. And then second off, it would, for all intents and purposes, objectively be a shitty chart. But if you look at Bitcoin right here, if Bitcoin pulls through, you're going to very likely to see that thing pull through as well. Does it pull through as much? That's a whole nother question. Based off the Bitcoin parent, it looks like no, it probably would not. But that's a decision for you to make. Of course, this is not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. Hopefully, that is in some way helpful, though. Mr. Gwynn's back again. Also, sends daily, please. Okay, let's check it out. The SCNS. Sensonics Holdings. All right. Look good. Hey, looks good. Tammy, this is what a good chart looks like. This is probably not a scam. Well, maybe. That's probably fun. Yeah, this one's pretty damn good, man. I'd be looking for short-term continuation, like 360, not 6.5. Yeah. What did I say? Did I say 380 region? Ultimately, though, any sort of a daily closure above 4.25, and I'd be looking for new all-time highs, or not new all-time highs, but new highs on this run. Oh, actually, no, it would be pretty much new all-time highs. Look, Mr. Gwynn, this one actually looks pretty damn good, man. This is a clear and obvious reaccumulation right here. We do have a trend reversal in progress. We have a higher low. We do not have a higher high just yet, but any sort of a move back above, about 4.25, and I wouldn't just be looking for a retest of prior highs. I'd be looking for new all-time highs. Looks very, 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 very good, actually. Here's what the real chart looks like. So short term, yeah, probably plays up to like 380-ish region, maybe a short-term pullback from there, and then sets it up for another try towards prior highs. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good, man. All right, sweet. Let's see. Mr. Aurora says, hey, what's up, man? Hello, sir. When moon, and not the one you see when you look in the mirror. Yes, because I'm always bending over and like, does this look good, Mr. Michael Jackson, or not? When moon, I don't. Sir, the thing is, Mr. M. Aurora, it seems to me like we were on the moon all along. In fact, I think we're still maybe even on the moon. Look, man, for the people who've been on this channel for a while now, like, this is still pretty fucking crazy. Bitcoin's at $33,000. When I first started looking at this market, I think Bitcoin was like just barely around 1,000. This is the moon to me, man. It's the moon to me, damn it. One moon. I don't know, man. I think that if you're the biggest bull right now, I do think that probably best case scenario is, 2 to 4 months long sideways, and then maybe it pulls through. And then I don't know, is the moon right back around $60,000, or are you talking about $100,000? I don't know, man. I don't think Bitcoin's getting too. I think that Bitcoin very unlikely gets to 6 digits this year. Now, don't fucking quote me on that. I don't really care about that to begin with. There's just no topic of conversation about it as long as Bitcoin is doing what it's doing right here. Maybe back above $50,000. Yeah, we can start to entertain those topics of conversation once again. But when moon, the moon has been postponed, sir. Elon Musk no longer flying us there. Hey, what's up? What's up, memes? What's up, memes that butter my biscuits? Mbot monthly looks super bullish. Oh dear lord. Here we go. Mbot Microbot Medical. This sounds bullish. Microbots are always, what the fuck? Whales are accumulating. Bullish. Yeah, that's holy fuck. Okay, hold on, fellas. This is a deceiving chart on logarithmic scale. Used to trade at $302,000. Now you can buy it for the ripe old price of $7.5. It's a great deal, baby. It doesn't mean that the stock is completely fucking dead, though. Jesus, man, what the hell? That's definitely the worst chart of the day. Holy fuck. Could you imagine that, holding from $300,000? There's gonna be some people who hold Bitcoin from $300,000 down to $1 again. Hey, what's up, Benjamin Freeman? You done the lowdown on Benjamin Freeman? Is this True Nose? If it is, good to see you, man. Okay, you done the lowdown on Nasdaq Future? We kind of briefly discussed. You're talking about these guys right here, right? Goddamn thing's been AIDS for weeks. I mean, it's just consolidating here, man. I don't hate it as it stands. Look, I'm never going to be bearish on something that has a weekly uptrend, and this one, holds the lows rather well. I mean, we basically hit the target yesterday. So do we trade a little bit of sideways and then try some more upside? Perhaps yes. You know, the general stock market, I do feel is getting rather frothy, but it's been frothy for a while, and I think it can continue to be a little more frothy, at least for some time here. Look, man, I do think that this one ultimately will find its way somewhere around $15,000, and I think that's probably going to be your next major, maybe even macro high for a while. But for right now, I mean, I'm not really seeing anything that's like too bad about this, to be honest with you. Weekly has hit in bullish divergence right around the edge of the bullish control zone, typically good. Weekly TSI. Can very easily turn up from here, especially coming into next week. If we go over here to our trending charts, we can see, where's my NAS? Where's my fucking NAS? There it is, found it. We can see dailies consolidating, obviously. Weekly is momentum oscillators. What are we seeing? Yeah, SMI is turning up. Weekly DMI plus starting to show a little bit of life there too, with the ADX coming in from levels that typically do carry off trending moves. I mean, the last one was May 2020, coming out of this base right here. I mean, I think the move kind of speaks for itself. And weekly MACD is just going for a bullish reset here too. I'm inclined to say that this one very likely does long-term resolve it to the upside, but it depends what time frame you're looking at, right? Because if we go down to the short-term time frames, short-term, it looks like it wants some downside. I mean, maybe back down to like the 13,800, but that's not too problematic for me. I mean, even that's a little bit questionable here too, man. So it depends what time frame that you're looking at, obviously, but it seems like you're probably looking at the greater range here. And you don't need me to tell you that what we got going on. It's just simply this right here. Got higher lows, and your higher lows would be coming in somewhere right around, I imagine, like low 13. Let's see. Yeah, now it's coming in, about 13.3 or so. So if it did come back down around there, I'd probably be looking at it as an opportunity on the first pass. Daily Jules kind of in a more bullish posture in here too. I wouldn't say that's a buy signal, but that is a continuation signal. And I'm more inclined to be looking for this one to pop back up towards prior highs and maybe resolve this. Maybe even relatively soon. I mean, BBWP is really fucking low there. I mean, we're down around, yeah, we actually are at 0 percentile. We actually are at 0 percentile. So this one is primed to move. And at this case, when you are operating in an uptrend, in a long-term uptrend, nonetheless, with all momentum oscillators suggesting more upside, or at least giving that the nod, I'm inclined to say this one does ultimately resolve to the upside. Still looking at somewhere around $15,000 long-term, but that can take months, man. Let's see, it's been AIDS. Yeah, we got some AIDS here. Price action. Sav Dylan, what's up, man? Game Stonk 4 hour, please. Moi. All right, let's see what the old Game Stonks is doing over here. Got to give a shout out to Mr. Rocky Outcrop for calling this one too. He's been on the GameStop train for a while now. I don't pay too much attention to it, but I saw that he made a tweet at me the other day. He's like, and he was referencing that I basically think that GameStop will eventually come all the way down, and I do think it strongly will. I mean, I strongly believe that this one's going to come down below not just $50, but probably even like $20 long term. But can it stay up here for a while? Yeah, it can definitely stay up here for a while. And like I said, the same thing with AMC, the same thing with what was it, Clove? I think it was Clove. I think they're trying to do it with BlackBerry now too. These things are going to take some time, man. It would not be out of character to take like another year or two for this one to really resolve itself. But for right now, short term, it looks like you do have a bit of a short term rejection, but this one's just getting picked up once again. It's hard to be bearish on a trend that's just continuing to the upside. So you give it the benefit of the doubt for now. However, you will have a little bit of problems below this area right here. Below about 245, I would say this one does come back down to 170 base short term. But you're specifically asking about a 4 hour. Look, you do have a bit of a shooting star dildo right there, but ultimately in these sort of situations where you do get a bit of a breakout right here above this 285 pivot or so, I mean, it's typically just going to be a retest of that breakout and then try again to the upside. 4 hour TSI is still north side angled. 4 hour RSI is more or less bullish. This one probably does give another try towards maybe even prior highs in this case, maybe even like 370, 375 region. But here's the thing. If you do see this one come down, especially below about 250, I would say, especially below about 250, if you want to be super aggressive, you could be about 265. I'd be looking for this one to come back down significantly back down below about $200. But again, it's going to take a very long time before this one does inevitably, and I say inevitably with confidence here, come all the way down below like 50, probably even $20. I mean, this will happen. It's just a matter of time though. Anyways, back on to the comments over here. Let's see what else we got. Tokyo Channel's back at it, but what does he have? What does he have for us? Oh, I see Jason Townsend's come back with it. Okay, was hoping for B. Okay, I've definitely not done anything for that ticker, so that's bizarre. Black. Oh, it's probably thinking like you're saying something racist. You're talking about this BB liquidate? No, it probably is, man. It probably is. I mean, it's YouTube after all. Wow, this is fucking monstrosity. Look, man, the reason why YouTube is censoring you from putting out this chart is because it's a fucking chart with AIDS, sir. It's awful. Jesus Christ. What the hell? Look, man, this is just as bad as any shitcoin I've seen in my life. I have no opinion on this, Jason. I have no opinion on this because there's no way that I can have an opinion on this chart, man. Here's what the real chart looks like too. Okay, the chart's bad. The chart's very bad. I don't know, man. You know, do you get some ups and downs between that? Maybe, but Jesus fucking Christ. This actually might be a worse chart than, no, it's not worse than MBOT. MBOT went up all the way to 300,000 down to $7. This one only from $18 down to almost 2 cents. It's having a bit of a recovery right now, isn't it? Yeah, it's a very what the fuck chart. Yeah, man. Hey, what's up, Nate? Can you check out G Pro? Yeah, G Pro. This is GoPro, right? I always got confused with G Pro and G Pour, which was, I believe, like a gas and or oil and gas stock. And they both operated in our pit, and so they'd come in and say like G Pro, G Pro, and I'm like, and they also like traded kind of like around the same dollar number as well. I was like, what the fuck do you want? Like, I don't understand which stock you're talking about. G Pour, G Pro. It's like, what the fuck? Just really messing up with my dyslexia. This one actually looks good for a short-term reversal here. I'd probably be looking for this one to pop up towards the prior range highs at around 17 bucks or so. Above there, you already know that that's probably going to be a nice melt-up move towards like 31 bucks, but it's a long ways to go, and I'm usually not the first person to call a reversal before it's in place. You do have several good things going on right here, at least short-term. You do have a nice reversal. Volume signature is okay, at least for now. You do have a higher low, and you do have potentially a higher high in the making, but I'll still be looking at 17 bucks is like the big macro pivot for now. This level's already been retested, so yeah, next move very likely is to the upside on the weekly, that is. Or was that a monthly or a weekly? Yeah, that was a weekly. Monthly's probably okay as well. Oh no, that was a monthly. Weekly is actually even better in this case. In my opinion, just we do have a weekly uptrend. We do have a weekly reversal and weekly uptrend, so the monthly is actually going to follow through too. So yeah, I do actually somewhat like it. And I would probably be favoring the upside resolution there. Oh, here she goes. Let's see if we can get that try up to about 34,000 bucks and complete the little trappy trap, sirs and zers. Okay, sweet. It just denies him. That's unfortunate, man. Oh well. Michael Mariscata says, Krown, thanks in advance. All good, man. Can you look at F sell on the 1 day and weekly? Can you confirm a chance of trend to go up? Well, there's always a chance, but how high is that chance? All right, so what ticker was this? F sell. Okay, F sell. What? Fuel cell. Okay. All right, let's see what this is. Daily, weekly. Okay. As well as look at some fibs. Let's see if it's relevant to this thing first and foremost. Okay, god damn, why, sir? Why? Yeah, it probably does go up from here. I look, the weekly is reversing right here, but god damn, man, you don't need to choose a shitty chart like this. Sorry. But you do have a weekly reversal going on. Volume signature is a change of behavior. Yes, this one probably does pop back ultimately towards like 24 bucks, and you're probably gonna any sort of a closure above this high right here is gonna run significantly more towards maybe even like 80 to 100 bucks. I mean, it's really not much stopping you from that regions, but for the love of fucking god, you must have some insider information on this one, man, because this is here's the real chart. I fucking hate charts that look like this, man. I despise them. But to be fair, to your credit, yes, it very likely does have some short-term upside to about 15 bucks. Probably plays within this range for a little bit longer, and then next big mega breakouts above about 23 bucks, and probably looking at maybe back to 100 bucks. I mean, there's really not much stopping you from there. That's actually going to be around your weekly 377 there too. This is going to be a long-term type of thing, sir. But yeah, it's probably okay. But goddamn. Oh, you're asking about Roblox? Okay, so Pablo's getting that censored now too. All right, so Roblox. All right, that's weird because you've definitely asked about that one before. So it's bizarre to see that happen. But we can pull it up right here. Oh, yeah, this one's rather new here too. Oh man, weekly just got absolutely smacked on the face. Daily still bouncing, but do I think that we've topped out for a little bit of time? Probably yes. I'm actually going to struggle with this one a bit here. We've obviously resolved this accumulation range. Yes. The question is now, is this going to be a parabolic blow off, or is this reaccumulation? I guess you could make an excuse for it as long as it remains above the $89 pivot. I suppose that's how I trade it myself, but I would be lying if I didn't tell you that there are several signals that this actually is a bit of a major top here. Short term though, it plays in a bit of a range between about 89 and in that $92 to $93 level. But what time frame are you looking at there? Hourly and daily. Okay, so daily's bouncing more or less. I'd probably be looking for that short-term move to bounce it a little bit more. Same thing on hourly too. I'd probably be looking somewhere maybe even around this cross right here. $94, but pressure is on around there. So yeah, probably does bounce a little bit from where we're at right now. And I suppose you can make it, you can still follow the trend as long as you're above about $89 on the higher term timeframes, but there are a few signals that do say that this is actually a little bit on the toppy side, namely RSI, TSI, and well, we can't really get enough history for this just yet to mean much of anything. Hourly says not so much, so maybe that's kind of point on the other side. So at least give it a chance to bounce is what I'd say. What's up, Long Live Hex? Oh man, I wonder what you're going to be asking about. Would you be willing to take another look at Hex chart? Sure. I'm actually curious to see, again, no all judgments aside on the underlying project. I'm just curious to know. Let's see, what's Hex looking like? Is it one of the better charts? It is still one of the best charts in crypto. Yeah, man, this chart speaks for itself. Look, very rarely do you see something this aggressively wedge itself into an ascending triangle. Typically you want to see something a little more like this, but I wouldn't mind another test back down around here. Ultimately, though, this one is still one of the better charts in cryptocurrency land, if not one of the best. I think there's a couple other really, really good ones like Altcoin and perhaps one or two other ones as well. But this one's grinding up to prior all-time highs. It's virtually not playing along with Bitcoin's major downside moves, or at least certainly not as much. BBWP is extremely low on the daily. Weekly is continuation. This one very likely makes new all-time highs in the next month or so. Daily, I really, really like right here. Daily BBWP is extremely low, so this one is looking for a move like soon, probably within this next week, maybe even today or tomorrow. It's definitely possible. Daily TSI, we see this turn up. That would be the next signal for new all-time highs. Target C upside are going to be something along the lines of this. You can make a bit of a measured move for that. That is still about 8.5 cents. So, assuming that we do get a confirmation breakout, which I'm not saying is going to happen today or tomorrow, but it could play in this range for a little bit longer. In fact, maybe one more week if it really wants to. In fact, I'd even look at that as more healthy. But ultimately, it's looking pretty damn good. No real reason to be bearish on this thing, especially as long as it's above about 4 cents. But even like 5 cents. It's just continuation, man. It's looking good. I mean, there's nothing bad about this chart at all in any way, shape, or form. Oh, Bitcoin, there she goes. There she goes. Show me your girthy green dildos, you gigantic boolah cocks. I want to see how shish kebab you can get, baby. Show it to me, motherfucker. Get excited when I see my green dildos. Trying to make a trade here, man. 4 TSI is about to turn up here too. Oh, baby. Let's see. Bosch for Snotch. What does that mean? El Salvador vote passed. Oh my lord, we're all moving to shitty ass El Salvador, baby. It has absolutely nothing going for it except they have Bitcoin. Don't look at their crime rate statistics. Don't look at anything else. Just look at that lovely orange coin in all of the shops. Look, I'm just making a joke. I'm sure El Salvador is a nice place. I've never been there myself, man. I've never been there at all. But you know what? Looking at the statistics online is a little bit scary, though, I will say. But you know what? Now that we're all moving to El Salvador, it's all good, okay? And we can, I don't know, become El Salvadorians. I'm already learning Spanish, baby. Do they speak Spanish there? I don't know. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter because now they speak fucking Bitcoin. Dear Lord. It is actually pretty damn big news. The reason why it's big news is because if El Salvador basically legalizes Bitcoin as legal tender, meaning that you can use it in everyday transactions, the biggest portion about that is that, well, then by the United States' laws, from what I understand, they also will have to recognize it as a currency, which is actually kind of, I would actually not like that. I want Bitcoin to be an asset. Bitcoin is going to be better used, in my opinion, as an asset. I mean, it's not fucking fast enough to trend. It's like, what are you going to do? You're going to be at 7-Eleven and like, okay, just, or you're gonna be at the bar and be like, all right, so I'll just get my Bitcoin wallet out here and, all right, bartender and everyone else in line, just wait. Look, we just need 6 confirmations. It's gonna take like 30 minutes. Well, fuck it. Actually, the mempool is pretty filled up, and I'm kind of cheap right now too. So, look, and I'm taking that out of Deribit. They only release 1 time a day, or do they? I don't even know. Doesn't matter. Just everyone fucking wait. I'm using my Bitcoin now. Hashtag adoption, motherfucker. There you go. Hey, that's actually really cool though, man. That is really cool. And again, I don't know anything about El Salvador. I'm just making stupid jokes around here, sirs and zers. I'm sure it's a lovely country. I am just stupid. Look, I come from America. I don't even know where fucking El Salvador is. You could probably tell me it's in Africa, and I wouldn't know any better. They're still going to speak Spanish, though. I know that for sure. I'm just guessing, man. Maybe they speak Portuguese. Who the fuck knows? Nero Strutton says, bruh, I need Cardano to hit new all-time high on this bull trap so I can pay rent. Well, if it's not a bull trap if it's making a new all-time high, sir. Let's see. Where's my Derponio? Derponio 150. So it looks like we did come back down to that major pivot. Okay, look, if Bitcoin puts in a bull trap, I think Cardano will not. Look, it's not a fucking bull trap if you're making new all-time highs. If you're going to get a bull trap on Cardano, I think you kind of already played out the major levels for it. So that makes me think that, yeah, it's probably not going to be. In fact, let's get rid of this one right here because we're looking at, oh, Jesus, I have two of them going on. But yeah, the 618 already got tested. It looks like if we do take wick to wick. Hey, stop that. Yep, there we go. Yeah, that was our last time. So anywhere above there, man, I would be looking for new all-time highs. That's actually rather obvious in this case. Yeah, not bad. Getting picked up here too. So, you know, if basically what you're asking is if Bitcoin puts in a bull trap, will this one make new all-time highs? I think that's the real question that you're asking. I think it'll at the very least test prior all-time highs. Yeah, maybe make new all-time highs as well. Look, anywhere above this level right here. Oh my God, my chart's so fucking convoluted. All right, here we go. This is all you need to know. 185, anywhere above there, I would be looking for a reach to prior highs and probably new all-time highs. You know, on like a weekly basis. Okay, Nero Strutton says, bruh, I also need Matic to hit all-time highs so my Lambda doesn't get repossessed. Can we look at US dollar, please? Sure. This one, another one of the better charts as well, but very interesting here. It did hit our target from yesterday at 1.25. So this is your bounce area, regardless of whether you're bullish or bearish. I have to say that weekly is not looking as impressive anymore. Monthly is still fine though. So I go with the higher term time frames here. Okay, so the question is basically like if Bitcoin puts in a bull trap at like mid to low 40s, where does this one find its prior time highs? It's one of the better actors, but all things considered. But look, if I'm just looking at the monthly, man, I actually do think that this one is still like quote unquote okay. And you have a very natural pivot right here. Like what's the answer to your question? I mean, there's no way to like actually know. Here are the major levels. We got one right there. Here's your continuation point to the upside right there. And I'd be looking for, above this region right here, I would be looking at a retest of prior all-time highs. At that point, does it make new all-time highs? Looking at the monthly, it probably does. Yes. I mean, this isn't really a bearish chart for the history that we do have right there. Momentum oscillators can't even populate them because it's a little bit too new. So we're not going off a whole hell of a lot. Maybe the bi-weekly will reveal something. Yeah, bi-weekly's still okay here too. I don't know how much that one has left in the tank, but can it maybe retest prior all-time highs? Can it maybe make a slightly new all-time high? Maybe, yeah. But again, it's going to depend on what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin pops up into like the mid to low 40s, you probably do see it go for a bit of a run. But I would not feel comfortable saying that on its own. Most things are going to come down to what Bitcoin does. Super Googly Lee says, thanks for the analysis on Ethereum. Chivalry 2 is out, by the way. I know it is, man, because I was playing it last night, and that game's a fucking scam. You can't get into any of the servers. I finally got into a FIA, man. It's actually really, really fun. I love that game, man. The Legend Ali Z's. What's up, Ali? Why the F is El Salvador Congress voting at midnight? Is being in Congress their side hustle? That's actually really fucking weird. No wonder that country is a shit show, except El Tunco Beach. I've never even been there, man. I don't even know where it is on a map, to be honest with you. I'm just being honest. Look, I bet most people here don't know where it is on a map either. You could probably say what continent it's on, but if you can't pinpoint it by like longitude and latitude, fuck off. I don't want to hear it. No, I'm just kidding, man. Anyways, is it actually? It probably is midnight there, isn't it? Let's see. El Salvador, they probably operate on like Central Standard Time, I'd imagine, or somewhere around there, maybe Western. So what? They're like 10 hours behind myself, or no, 9 hours behind myself. 9 to 11 hours behind myself. So, yeah, you're literally looking at fucking midnight. What the hell? Definitely cocaine induced. You know how that one went up. It's like a bunch of fucking El Salvadorians just sitting around and be like, hey man, you know what is gonna be a great idea, man? Let's get that orange coin going. I want to be spending money that isn't even real, man. It's gonna be great, bro. Didn't you see Bitcoin went from $10,000 to $60,000? Jesus Christ. Why are you up at fucking midnight making decisions for the rest of your country? Look, I can't. My bedtime's at like 9. Tokyo Channel. The Earth is the moon's moon. That is a Jaden Smith quote for sure. Stempex says, hey, Krown, what's up, man? The Ecuadorian in Norway here. Ecuador and Norway. Holy shit, man. You must feel like a fish out of water, like I do in Finland. Here again, been living here 18 years. Holy shit. And you're 38. Oh my God. So you're basically a Norwegian at that point, man. You've been living there almost more than half your life. Soon living here. Yeah, soon living here. It's like I read your mind and also read your comment. Can you check out XRP? By the way, how do you like Norway? How do you like Norway? Elsa and I really want to go see the fjords up north there and visit Oslo. XRP, 4-hour, 12-hour daily. Okay, let's see what XRP is doing here. XRPP, where you at? Where are you at? 86 cent. Not really doing its own thing. It seems like a little bit more of an anemic response, all things considered, but you got the same ranges going on here as you do on Bitcoin, right? You got this area right here. You got about 87.5 cent. That is your short-term sort of bull trappy region. Looks like that actually working out, so I guess I'll just leave it. Fucking hate diagonals, but I suppose that one does work. To the downside, you could probably just move up this resolution point, honestly. Anywhere below the last sort of 4-hour wick lows right here, I would be looking for continuation to the downside. In this case, next major levels to the downside are going to be probably somewhere down around here, like 75 cent and then 70 cent respectively. But look, again, I do think that if you are going to be trading altcoins, you're more so going to be better off watching Bitcoin. It's just a more obvious level. And if Bitcoin does start to close above, let's call it $34,000, I'd be looking for most altcoins to trade back around like the middle of where they were for the past weekly range or so. So for XRP, what would that be looking like? That'd be looking like somewhere right around maybe even $1 actually. Short term, it would be about a 92 cent target though. And then potential continuation up to, potential to $1. But again, watch Bitcoin for direction here. It's just an easier chart to be reading right now, I think. Hey, what's up, BK? Hey, Krown. If Bitcoin does make a move to $45,000 to $50,000, where do you see Matic heading to? My entry was 190. Let's see. All right, so you were one. Man, you are really red. Man, how do you? No offense, but how do you sleep at night? I can't sleep in a position like that at night, man. Anyways, okay. So the question is basically if Bitcoin does put in a bull trap, let's say like mid $40,000 territory. Where would Matic kind of find its own way? I imagine Matic would actually get around probably your entry, at the very least, maybe even back up to about 220-ish region. But look, man, I mean, look, if you're looking at Matic here, there's no excuses below yesterday's low. None. Below yesterday's low, this thing will come down, and it will come down harshly. $1 would be next target, probably bounce there, and then further continuation down to like 75 cents over time. Would look pretty damn bad, but again, this is an assumption here. So I'd be watching Bitcoin. Bitcoin, is showing a little bit of life here, to be fair, but I still need to see a closure above $34,000 specifically. I mean, especially above the 4-hour 21 would be a lot more confidence inducing, but I think 34 would probably get it anyways, because that is your prior breakdown region. So we could say that is a bit of a swing failure pattern in this case. So yeah, hopefully that made sense. Okay, Igor. Hey, what's up, Igor? Hello, sir. ICPT, real stock on the day. It's a real stock. I love how you notified that as well. Okay, and you're looking at what time frames? On the daily, Gareth Soloway is predicting that it will double in the next 6 months. I'm not familiar with that guy, but would I predict that it would double in the next 6 months? So if he's saying something like that, he's probably looking at some sort of fundamental or insider information. I would never say something like this, but here's the thing. You are around your prior, basically like IPO lows. I mean, this one actually had a pretty good IPO, all things considered, especially considering that this is a weekly. And this one can bounce significantly. I mean, you're talking about a 2x move from $20 to 40 essentially. That would be around your like major pivot here. Yes. I do think, however, if this thing is going to go through a long from accumulation, it's very likely to take a long time. So you're probably going to get a pop maybe around this region over time, but it's probably going to fall back down. And then what you'd be looking for is a range between pretty much the lows right now, like $16.50. And in these highs right here, just under $40, and then maybe in like maybe like 4 to 5 years, you might see this thing actually try for another move to the upside. But look, this thing's only gone down on the weekly since 2014. So calling like a major mega upside move is unwise in my experience. You know, I think if you're looking long term, you're probably just looking for a range here for probably years, and you're going to see some popcorn rallies up to this level here, come back down, up to this level here, come back down. You know, it's gonna take its time, but you know, I suppose it is showing some signs. Volume signature is actually rather compelling down there, but I'll just you know, I guess I'll leave it in that way. Okay, cool. Hey, what's up, Nate? There he is. He's back again. Check out ITRI. A gape fill. I'm getting gape filled right now. ITRI. I want to be spending that money that isn't even real, man. Oh, that's genius. That's fucking genius. ITRI, looking good here. Let's look at the long term. Yeah, looking very good long term, actually. Yeah, hey, very, very good chart. Man, Nate... Everyone should just be following Nate, man. He has all the good charts. This one looks like it's ready for a little bit of a short-term continuation to about 102 or so. Now, did you give a time frame for this one specifically? Gate fill incoming. All the way up here. That'll be quite the call. I do think you will trade back up to about 102, 103 short-term. I don't know if this one's ready just yet. Realistically, man, if you pop back up to this region, this thing's, you know, it probably has a short-term pullback from there, but this one is a very good chart long-term. I have no real reason to believe it's going to stop there. If anything, this is obvious reaccumulation right here. I mean, look at the volume signature. If we go over to a monthly, I imagine it's going to be just as compelling. Yeah, I do like it a lot long term, actually. And this is linear scale. This is a log. Looks even better. Yeah, clear and obvious accumulation for from about 2011 to 2016. Now kind of chopping its way up and it's actually looking like it's ready for a markup long term. But I don't know how long term you're thinking on this one. But I do like it. I actually do like it quite a fair bit. Oh boy, Bitcoin grinding up around 34. Could this be the moment? Is this the pristine moment in time? Have the El Salvadorians saved Bitcoin? No, the Dominicans have. Where the fuck is DeCamps? Missouri River Rats. Hey, what's up, man? First time here. Hey, well, welcome, sir, and good to meet you, man. I suspect it takes a very special type of person to enjoy this sort of content, so I'm glad to be speaking with you, sir. I appreciate that, man. Check out Epstein token. Is this real? Oh no, man. Look, I watched the documentary and it was very This is not a real thing, sir. I'm being trolled. What the fuck? Maybe we can bring it up on CoinDerpo. Let's see. This is a Wendy's, and this is my fuck island. Epstein. Epstein. It's actually not even on there. Well, that's not a good sign. God damn it, man. I am getting trolled. And I don't even realize it either. That's sad. Oh, she's above 34. Could this be the moment for the bear trap? I think it is. I think it might just be. There you go, Bitcoin. Show a little bit of life for everyone. Stempex says, I don't like Oslo. Really? You like Bergen? Why is that? Hogsund and Tromsø. Man, those Norwegians, they have a weird alphabet, don't they? Then again, so do the Finnish people too, man. They got like these dots and shit over their letters. It's like, how do you say this? A with dots. It's like, what the fuck?
Easily, sir.
No, it's not easy at all, actually. Michael Crook says, hey, Krown, would short Clove stock? It's up 500%. Would I just blindly short it? No, that's the one that we looked at earlier, man. Look, just blindly shorting something or blindly buying something because it's up a certain amount of percent or down a certain amount of percent, it's just as, you know, it'd be just as ridiculous to say, you know, like for some sort of a shitcoin, it's like, hey man, my favorite shitcoin is down 99%, gotta buy. No, because it can always go down another 99%, right? To the upside here, no, you're seeing a macro breakout. Look, I do think that this thing will at some point come down, and it will come down fucking harshly. There's going to be tears like you've never seen before, but it's not going to be anytime soon, I don't think. You know, look at AMC, look at GameStop. These things can get pulled out for a very long time, and I suspect that this one will as well, because it's literally just freshly breaking out right here too. Now, is there going to be some good short opportunities for short-term trades? Yeah, absolutely. But you can make things easy for yourself or hard for yourself. You can masturbate with lubrications, or you can masturbate with sandpaper, and that decision is up to you. As Elsa licks her lips. Yeah, you think that's fucking funny? Yeah, she's disgusting. Anyways, I would not in good faith say that I'd be interested in doing that right here. Look, even as long as you're above $16.50, your downside is very much limited in the sense that like this is a confirmed breakout and it is on volume and it is legitimate. So I think that you kind of play with fire in that regard. I would say if anything, you know, maybe on short-term trades when you see like a little bit more of an exhaustive move, you know, you could probably fit in like a short-term short, but I don't think that that's the what, or at least that wouldn't be what I'd like first and foremost want to do. Okay, cool. What else we got here? Steve Bradley says, hey, Krown, what's up, man? Can you check out AMP on Gemini? 4 hour. Yes. Okay, so this is a crypto on Gemini. All right. I have zero clue what this thing is. Hourly looks okay. Short term, probably popping back up to like 5.5 cents. But what time frames are you looking at here? 4 hour. Okay. Okay. 4 hour. Yeah, actually popping above the range. In fact, this one's looking all right here. In fact, this one's acting significantly. So for some reason, I've looked at it before. This one's actually acting significantly better than Bitcoin here too. All things considered, it's popping up above what would be about similar to $41,000 in comparison to Bitcoin. So a little bit relatively strong, actually. And what do you know? You do have these nice higher lows right here. So you could accurately call this a lovely ascending triangle. Not the most obvious one of all time, but volume signature would say that this is resolved and you are looking for the next move up. Short term, probably the highs of what I imagine was like either yesterday or early this morning. And then probably more medium term, I'll be looking for it to pop up somewhere just above 6 cents. It's actually decent here. Daily is, yeah, daily's decent as well. Continues the uptrend. Yeah, it's certainly one of the better charts we've seen today. Absolutely. Absolutely, sir. All right. H bar or T fuel? Is that like which one would I buy, or what do you mean, Solta? I'm looking at I'm looking at the chats right now. So Solta, could you please clarify what you exactly mean? Where's Kendrick? Where is he? I see him. I see him. What's up, man? Good to see you, brother. Let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna wait for this one. Tokyo says I would choose sandpaper. Man, you Japanese people, you guys are fucking crazy. By the way, I was watching this World War II documentary, and my lord, man, Japanese people are like, they're actually some of the most interesting people of all time. Especially that what was it, General Yamamoto? Was that him? Was that him or Hirohito? Man, fucking legend. Fucking legend. Okay, where is he? Where is he? Hey, what's up, Spiros? Trap on T fuel. But what's your question, sir? Okay, trap on T fuel, staking on H bar soon. So like what? Okay, so do you just want me to look at them? Okay, we can look at them, I guess. Adara Herp Derp graph. Definitely not as strong as Bitcoin here. It looks like just barely holding on to the lows. I do not like this chart. All things considered, though, if Bitcoin pops up here, you'll probably see this one do the same thing as well. But look, I would not express enthusiasm about this chart as long as it's below about 26 cents or so. Look, it's just going to follow the rest of the market. It's definitely not strong with a low term time frame, say. I'm not a big fan of this one right here as well. But look, if Bitcoin pulls through here, this one very likely will as well. And you probably see this one pop back up to like a quarter or so. Hey, what's up, Spiros? Good to see you, man. Fuck those chivalry servers with a vengeance. Yeah, man, that was some bullshit. What the fuck? I was just trying to I was just trying to do some skull conching there. What was the other one that you wanted to look at? T fuel. I think we looked at that one already, or something similar to that. T fuel. Okay. Maybe not. Oh, this one's significantly better. Oh man, dump the other piece of shit. This one's significantly better. Oh wow. This is the best chart in cryptocurrency land. It's got to be. Hold on, let's look at. Yeah, definitely the best one. This one's making new all-time highs. Holy fuck. Yeah, this is significantly better. Significantly better here. Yeah, breakout's real. This one probably gonna have some targets. I don't know. Maybe around $1. Let's see. Hey, stop that. Here's what I need to do. Let's see what we're looking at right here. Have a nice big range. Already played between the 414 and the 272 short term. Let's see what we're looking at. Yeah, probably around like 80 cents or so. Looks good. Actually, probably the best chart in cryptocurrency land that I'm aware of versus US dollar. There are a couple other comparable ones, but this one's clearly making new all-time highs. It is continuing on with the long-term uptrend. This is the most inspiring chart we've seen today by a long shot. Okay, Sty Guy Bob, what's up, Sty Guy? Glad to see Elsa still alive after coughing up a hairball. Yeah, man, I think she was having allergies or something. It probably wasn't too bad. You're allergic to my bullshit, huh? Can you take a look at Canon, Bitcoin miner stock on daily, weekly? Okay. Let's see. I see you messaged me on Discord, Mr. Josh. I'll pull that up as well. Yeah. Yeah, I can read. I can give that to you, Josh. No problem. Just I'll do it after the stream, man. Okay. Monthly, no. What time for me looking at? Daily, weekly. Okay. Daily, not a big fan of it. I do think it will bounce off of about 8.5. Now, this one probably is going to trade with Bitcoin, as you do see. I mean, they're basically following each other's moves, but this one is weaker than Bitcoin as well. In fact, this one was a lot more obviously toppy here too. It topped out on a confirmed break right here on April 5th. So about a month before Bitcoin did, in fact. So this is actually really, you know what? I need to add some more of these Bitcoin miners. You know what? I'm gonna start adding these guys. Symbol can. I want to keep tabs on them, and then also I know Mara, and then what was the other one? Fuck, I forgot the other one. But there's another one that I want to keep tabs on too. Maybe Bitfarms. Scott, is Bitfarms a miner? I'm gonna imagine it probably is. Look, this one very likely is gonna play with Bitcoin, but it looks like it kind of looks like it kind of telegraphs the downside moves better than the upside moves. But look, above about 1090, I would be looking for this one to go on a little bit of a run here, maybe back up towards about 13 and a quarter or so. I do think short term it will, based upon the 200 simple once again. Weekly is under pressure and not looking too hot. Let's see what momentum oscillators say right now. Momentum oscillators are suggesting a bit of a bullish reset here though. Weekly TSI just coming down to the bullish bias zone or the edge of it, and weekly RSI giving hidden bullish divergence there. Look, that would imply if we do take out this level right here on the daily, I would be looking for it to at least pop up to about 13 and a quarter, perhaps even as much as about $15. So I'd be looking somewhere around here, and it does look like it probably will follow that. But again, I imagine that's going to require Bitcoin to really take a leg up, probably above, somewhere around $40,000 or so. But for right now, the reversal is looking decent on the short-term timeframes, for the only timeframes that we can even see a reversal on right now. But hey, gotta meet price action where it's at, I suppose. And with an hour and 6 minutes left to go until closure, it looks like Bitcoin very likely does pull through here and actually performs a little bit of a at least a short-term bear trap. So not bad. Not bad, man. All right, Stembeck says, Bergen is for me the most beautiful city in Norway. Really? It rains a lot. Actually, I don't mind the rain all that much.
I do.
Yeah, Elsa does, but fuck her. And Tromsø is far north, so you get crazy nature. Yeah, that's what I really like to have. I really do want to consider buying like some property in one of these Nordic countries. Maybe it's probably going to be Finland, just because, well, if I can't get a fucking bank account here, well, then it's not going to be. But there's something very soothing about being around nature, man, and I think like we need it. I think we need it. I've been reading this book, The Comfort Crisis, and it's a really important book. Honestly, I'd really strongly recommend it. And there's just so many benefits that we're not really even that consciously aware of that are going on just from being around nature and even like some more limited capacities. But here we go. All right, show me the bear trap, sirs and zers. The islands in Finland are super dope, says Jake Cox. Hey, you've been there. Oh, nice. So you know about Finland too. I used to think it wasn't even real. But yeah, man, Finland actually, I think, translates to land of swamps. Of lakes of swamps. So yeah, it's it's a lot of islands and whatnot. Like Elsa's dad and mom, like they have like these little properties that are like completely not even surrounded by any other things resembling humanity. It's amazing, if you really want to get away for a little bit there. There's my girthy green dildo. Show it to me, baby. Show it to me. El Salvador news pumps Bitcoin. No, man. No. It wasn't El Salvador. It was who are we gonna blame it this time? Who the fuck even knows? I don't know. Yeah, let's just say it was El Salvador. Whatever, sir. Oh, we got nope. Oh, we're gonna say 420 right there. Speaking of Wendy's, can you check out Wendy's 4-hour and daily? I guess we could. Does it trade? Is it public? It is. Yeah, it is. All right, cool. Pretty fucking good on the 4-hour. Very good on the daily. Holy shit. Oh my fucking god. This is actually a Wendy's, sir. Oh my lord. Holy fuck. This is actually one of the best charts I've seen. Oh my god. This is incredibly impressive. The breakout's real. This one's going to continue on to new all-time highs. Look at the volume on that, popping above your prior consolidation range, going on for the last year and a half, it looks like. Powerful. Very powerful. Holy shit, man. This, sir, this is a Wendy's. And your Wendy's is apparently very bullish. The fuck are they putting in that shit? I'd be looking for this one to pop up to like $32, $33. Okay, Bitcoin. Show me the money. How long have we been here? Almost been here for 2 hours. Should we wrap this bitch up? It's a lizard people. Blame everything on them. Did they also kill the Link Marines? Actually, did they kill the Link Marines? Because Link was maybe one of the most important charts for the past like 3-4 years or so. And then all of a sudden, man, Link is just now, not necessarily, it's certainly not relatively weak, but it's also not relatively strong. Yeah, it's going to follow as well, man. Probably look for it to play back up to the 200 simple if Bitcoin gets going here a bit. Let's see. Okay, let me just make sure I didn't miss anything else. I see Nimbo's commented. Can you put Bitcoin shorts on Krown's list? God damn it, Nimbo. All right, so Nimbo wants to look at the the shorts on Finex. We can actually do it over here too. I haven't looked at this site in so long. Wow. Datamish, Bitfinex. Let me see. We can also pull up the chart here too. Do I even have it on the list anymore? I don't think maybe I do. Is this longs or this is actually shorts right here. Okay, and I actually think I actually equated this chart for US dollar as well, rather than coins traded, to kind of standardize it a bit. In comparison, this is your longs chart right here. Yeah, okay, so we can look at something like this, yes. But remember, this is only going to be relevant for Finex. Okay, so here's Datamish as well. I think it's going to be a little bit easier to see right here. Okay, so remember there used to be positions for like unhedged and hedged shorts. And longs, let's see where it is. Yeah, hedged and unhedged shorts. Okay. Okay, so hedged, actually mostly shorts are unhedged. Significant amount of them are unhedged, but we're not getting too much data here to be fair. We need like months and months. What I want to see. But overall, we have seen sentiment change a bit. We did see a flippening of shorts versus longs in. Oh, this is really only for like the last day. Okay, and this is hard to get like concerted data for. And Finex is just not that big of a exchange anymore. But I understand that what you're trying to look at here, and fair enough. I mean, I suppose it does hold some merit that you are seeing shorts go up on one of the major exchanges. It should, naturally you should see this kind of reflected upon most exchanges as well. But looking at this right here, considering that most of these are unhedged shorts, yeah, you got a bit of the liquidity to the upside right now. It seemed to me that the liquidity is to the upside, if anything. If we look at the longs are mostly just holding sideways right here. Then again, they've been going fucking moon mode since September of last year. So, again, it's interesting data. I don't think I would personally, I would personally not put too much weight on it, but it is interesting. I appreciate you bringing it up. It's just for me, well, fair enough. It's interesting. And we actually do have more, we actually do have more total shorts than longs here, all things considered, if you're looking at it versus, equated for dollars, that is. We have, what is this? 3, 6, 9, 10 versus... Yeah, oh yeah, significant amount more. Or no, is that right? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, long still massively outweigh them, but that's always going to be like that anyways because there's just naturally more longs for the most part. At any rate, I think the point that you're trying to make is that, especially these guys right here, like look at this, in the last 3-4 days, we've seen shorts go up a significant amount actually. Wow, 400%. So that is a lot of fresh liquidity. That is essentially, I don't know if it's trapped just yet. Okay, so let's see. This started on the 6th of June. Let's go see where price action was on the 6th. Let's just go to this chart over here. Pull it up nice and easy. And we'll go to the daily here too. All right, so on 6th of June, where were we? We were right here actually. So these guys on an open and close basis, it looks like the majority of them are probably somewhere average price at around 34. It would be a hell of a thing to trap them at 34,000 bucks, wouldn't it, Mr. Nimbo? Yeah, interesting. Very, very interesting actually. Thanks for bringing that one up. Okay. All right, Meeker says, please check BB stock and ATA coin. Can we just do one? BB, this is Black Bear. I think it's another one of these meme stocks. Indeed it is, but this one not getting as much love. I don't think you're going to get the same sort of result on this one as you are on the other ones, but this one is actually popping above long-term accumulation ranges, to be fair. This one's very different than the other stocks. The other one's kind of pumped out of nowhere. This one actually has an accumulation range for a long period of time. Let's see, it goes back to August 2012. So this one actually can get really going if it does pop above this region. We do have a weekly golden cross in progress. I would like to see it actually close above $18, preferably on a weekly, but perhaps even on a daily above. Let's make it $19 on a daily for more confidence. I would be looking for this one to actually have a quite the run here if that were to happen. Short term, or maybe not short term, but it would imply a move up to about $32-$33, and then long term. I mean, that is popping above the accumulation range, so it probably does get marked up all the way to prior highs before this major breakdown at like 69. That's very far away, so we are taking a lot of assumptions right there, but all things considered, volume signature plus trend is going to be a bit of an indication that we do see a change of behavior here, and weekly golden cross as well. I don't really like trading against that in my experience. Typically does not end too well. Would like to see it confirm above those levels, but you do have a few interesting things going on there. Okay. Did we get everything else? I think we got everything else. All right, okay, we'll look at ATA coin as well, man. But god damn it, just one at a time. ATA, I'm guessing this is an actual coin on Binance. Of course, it's on Binance. It's only been around for literally less than a week. Literally 3 days. There's no analysis to be had on something like this, sir. I have no opinion on something like this. I cannot give you a good faith analysis on something that is literally around for a couple days. Unfortunately, we have bullish divergence, so. It's an hourly, however. Anyways, let's wrap it up on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, it is going to be closing this next 4-hour dildo in about 57 minutes and 48 seconds. So it's going to be relatively soon here. If we do close above the $34,000 pivot, I would say that this is going to be your confirmed bear trap. Potentially then leading into a more long-term bull trap somewhere in the mid to low 40s. In this case right here, we can still use this as a bit of a governor. We do see that work out more or less, but assuming that Bitcoin does close above about 34,000 bucks, we'll call it, on this next 4-hour dildo, especially if it closes above the 21. I mean, that would be a lot more obvious too. I would be looking for a run somewhere between about 36 and 36.5 short term. And then come back to it after that. This is, what you kind of would expect on a trap right now, and you would expect price action to run the other way relatively fast as well. But remember, we do have several signals that do suggest a trap likely does occur in the mid to low $40,000 territory. So ultimately, while Bitcoin is having a bit of upside right here, and while I do think that it will put in the trap, like, remember the full analysis, because every time that we've gotten to the top side of this area right here, everyone's gotten super fucking bullish. Just like whenever we get to the bottom side right here, everyone gets super fucking bearish. Remember, what's most likely here over the next few months is probably sideways, or at least that would probably be the most healthy thing for Bitcoin. And that's essentially what I think is most likely to happen here too. If I had to put like a general guide of what it's going to look like, it'd be something like this, right? Where we just had a couple of tests down to this region already. I guess it'd be more something like this now at this point, seeing as we just got that major low. But ultimately, the longer the better, essentially, is what I'm saying. And this one actually has it perfectly right here. There we go. So ultimately, I'd keep an eye on those levels and enjoy the little trappy trap movement. With that said, I want to wish you the best once again. It's been an absolute pleasure. Really fun times. And I salute you. Take care. And until next time.
Write it, code it, name it, tweet it, mine it, stack it, live it, dream it, post it, scan it, charge it, send it, do it, and receive it. Trade it, buy it, sell it, store it, run it, list it, first rename it. Crypto logic. Pump it, hack it, lose it, dump it, sell it, ditch it, fix or pitch it, copy, paste it, nudge it, test it,